Welcome to Nimmin Live, the #1 place on the internet to learn about YouTube, network with other content creators, and have an awesome time doing it. My name is Nick, and today I'm answering your YouTube questions with my brother from the same mother, D.
How you doing? While that was happening,
What's up, man?
Slow. I was like, yeah, I'm getting ready to go.
You're like, I'm going to do a fade-in, a manual fade-in.
So the funny thing is, I was sitting here ready to go, and I was like, something's missing.
Yeah, right.
In my brain, you're talking. I'm like, what is missing? I'm like, oh, the microphone. Yeah, how's everybody
That'll
going?
do it. Hope everybody's doing fantastic.
Yep.
So
it's gonna be one of those streams.
It is apparently, absolutely. So as we're getting into this today, the very first thing that I do want to let everybody know is that today's stream is brought to you by TubeBuddy, the #1 tool for YouTube content creators. TubeBuddy will help you optimize your videos for discovery. TubeBuddy will help you make sure that the thumbnails you are making are effective for the people that you are trying to reach through their A/B testing tool. TubeBuddy will help you identify the content on your channel that would make for good shorts out of your long form content. They even have a thumbnail analyzer that puts a heat map on your thumbnails and helps you identify where the attention is going on your thumbnails, which is great. But they have over 90 different tools that will help you with your YouTube channel. You can try TubeBuddy for yourself for free through the link that you can see right here on the screen, or you can just go to tubebuddy.com/Nimmin if you are listening to this somewhere. In addition to that, this stream is co-brought to you by STREAMYARD. D, should we represent our shirts here?
Yeah, and this was not planned.
Yeah, this wasn't planned. We both showed up today.
We both showed up today.
Yeah, with our STREAMYARD shirts on.
Here, let's just take a picture for STREAMYARD. Ready?
Yeah, okay.
Like 3, 2, 1.
All right, there we go.
Unplanned.
So it's co-brought to you by StreamYard, which is the live streaming platform that we use to stream this every single Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern. And the reason that we use StreamYard is because it is super stable, it's reliable, it's easy to bring guests onto the stream when we need to. It's easy to add graphics to the stream. You can add music in the background while you're streaming if you would like. They allow multiple camera layouts as well. And even if you have USB cameras, you have a multicam option inside of StreamYard. So there's a lot of amazing features for live streamers within it. You can find out more information about that as well at StreamYard.com. And one of the best parts.
Get ready, because it's going to come
back. Are we doing another picture?
We got to wait for this.
Is it coming up?
We're almost overducked.
Okay.
Here, hold on.
All right. Yeah, we're ducking out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Rock out with your duck out.
Almost said something else.
Yeah. Rock out with your duck out. Hold on. Here we go.
Here we go. Just waiting for it.
Nope, hold on.
Close.
Hold on.
Yep.
Where's it at?
Yep, we need a digital display going down here, I think, if we're trying to capture something like this.
Where's it at? We're trying, StreamYard.
I think it's got like 2 minutes before it comes back around. Yeah, I think so.
Way.
Yeah, this is a pretty long loop.
As soon as I put the cup down, it's gonna.
Of course it is. That's how it works.
Okay.
Right?
Well, you missed your opportunity, StreamYard.
Well, I think it was the graphics. I think they had theirs. Yeah, it was just the graphics. But
we need
thanks to Photoshop,
we need TubeBuddy apparel.
Yeah, we can actually just grab it. Grab the screenshot and put it on there to make it easy.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, I hope everybody's having a fantastic week. I hope that you had a great week.
No. Here.
There we go. Hope you had a great week. Hope you had a great week on YouTube with your YouTube videos. I hope everything is going great for your YouTube channels. Before we get into the content today, I also want to just let you know a little bit of news that's going on here on YouTube. The very first, I want to just give a congratulations to the team over at the Creator Insider YouTube channel. Those people over there are employees of YouTube, and they volunteer to make content to keep the entire YouTube community up to date on what's going on YouTube. They just crossed 600,000 subscribers, so just wanted to say high five and fist bump to them for crossing that milestone. In addition to that, the button that for those of you that upload YouTube Shorts, we now have the option in the related links or content links to where if you are publishing a short on your channel, you can go back into all of the shorts that you've ever published on your channel if you want, but I would only do this to ones that are still getting views. And you can add a link to your long form videos. So the cool thing about this is you're going to be able to start using this in a way that's going to help you bring more attention to some of your long form videos as well. So a few different things you can do. One is, of course, you can download parts of your video and then make something special into YouTube Shorts, and then you can, have a direct link going from that and let people know that you have the link going there. You can also make other content that's not directly related to the video, but would lead into that video in some way. And you can, just let people know you can, watch a full video here, or or I've got an entire video about that. You can check it out here, you know, something along those lines. Another really cool thing about this that I'm currently experimenting with on another channel is you can have a bunch of shorts that you are just pointing at one video. So then if, you know, those shorts are bringing in traffic, then you are essentially kind of using those in a weird kind of way to advertise the long form video. So for those of you that checked out the AI tools video that I have, you know, posted at the very top of this chat right now, which I recommend that you do check that out when you get the chance. In that particular video, I showed you a tool called Opus Clips. With that particular tool, you can take one live stream or one piece of video content and you can create a stack of shorts out of it. So because of that, you know, keep in mind that by using YouTube Shorts, this is going to be one of those ways that you can bring extra attention to your YouTube channel. Currently, they do not have playlists in there. I tried putting a playlist in there, but what it ended up doing is it just put the first video in that playlist. So I couldn't find any way around it. So, you know, right now it's just the single individual videos that you can link to, but all kinds of fun things you can do with it. So I just wanted to make sure that you know that that's there so that you can go and experiment with that. And in addition to that, YouTube is also, for those of you that are not in the original countries for the new rules for the YouTube Partner Program.
The original countries, the OG countries.
The OG countries, they've expanded it to 33 more countries to where you can now get into the YouTube Partner Program as long as your channel qualifies for it with the 3,500 subscribers and 3,000 public watch hours on the channel. So you can find out more about that, of course, by just watching a Creator Insider video or something like that. But I just wanted to make sure that you were up to date with you know, those changes as they are rolling out, so you can make sure that you can, you know, take advantage of them if you would like to. And really quick, Renee, YouTube's Creator Liaison.
Hold on,
man. Hope you're doing awesome.
Creator Liaison.
Creator Liaison.
Creator
says
Liaison.
YouTube will have a separate line item for related video links and traffic sources soon as well. Super excited for that. Yeah, that's gonna be fantastic.
I feel like when we see Renee at an event, if he doesn't come bringing like baguettes, like bread,
all because of the liaison.
The liaison, yeah. Don't let me down, Renee.
Well,
we need
maybe,
like some bread.
I think maybe we should be the ones delivering bread to him. Maybe.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
And putting it.
Yeah, we got to be careful. We don't want to start something. Then he goes to an event and everybody's giving him like loaves of bread. So yeah, we gotta be
let's
careful.
start this. Let's start this. Renee needs some carbs, some starches. Yeah, coming in, dropping the loaves of bread in his feet, walking away.
All right,
backing away,
sir.
backing
Right?
away. Yeah. Step back, 10 paces, turn around.
So good.
Yeah. Jason Perry.
Hey, thanks, Jason. Glad you're enjoying the content. Says, just want to say thank you for so much awesome YouTube education. Thank you. Glad you're enjoying the content. Glad that you're getting value out of it. And thank you for your support as a member for 17 months. Super appreciate it coming in that direction as well, as always. So I don't know, D. What do you say we get into some questions?
Some bread talk.
Now let's So let's start answering some questions about loaves.
Yeah.
And
French,
baguettes,
some French baguettes. Yeah,
yep.
I'm
and
all for it, man. That's why I'm
things
here.
like that.
I'm here for the
some
baguettes.
Toast, maybe.
I'm here for the ducks and the baguettes.
Yeah, it says baguettes is France. I need poutine. Not really. Just a hello is fine.
Okay, are you sure? All right, let's go.
Okay,
let's get into some YouTube questions.
Let's do it. So, Us Plus Dad is the very first channel here asking the very first question. They do daily content on the channel, and really quick, I do want to let you know, if this is your first time here, what I am going to be pulling, or where I'm going to be pulling these questions from, is if something unique pops up in the chat, then we'll just pull it directly out of there if we see it. But in the meantime, we have a form down in the description where you can get your questions. You can put them down there. It's completely free. It's all covered by the sponsors. So if you do have a question about anything it is that you are doing on YouTube, or anything you're trying to uncover, or any problems that you have that you're just trying to figure out, you can just put your question down in the form that's down in the description. So Us Plus Dad does Roblox roleplay content. The goal of the channel is to create an interactive Roblox community. And the question is, we've tried live streaming a couple times using StreamYard. We've had fairly good internet, but the video is lagging really bad when we watch it back. The audio is awesome. Any suggestions to help improve the quality, or is there a better choice for streaming gameplay than StreamYard? Thanks for all you do. Can't wait to see you at VidSummit. Looking forward to seeing you as well. So when it comes to the results that you're getting back, so you want to make sure that you're checking the resolution that you're streaming at inside of StreamYard, because you can adjust adjust the settings. So if you have a free plan, then you have a lower setting. And then if you have the paid plan, then you can actually stream at a higher resolution. So that would be the very first thing that I would check. In addition to that, I would also just confirm the internet, because you said you have fairly, you know, good internet, but I would just confirm that, because one thing that you have to think about
upload speed
is, it's upload speed, not just download speed. And when you are uploading the video, what you might be seeing in your monitor is like the nice crisp version, like you would just be getting directly out of the camera, because you're seeing it before it hits the internet. But once it goes up to the internet and then it gets compressed, you know, on the way up, then the result that you're going to get out of that is going to be taken down just a smidge. So just keep that in mind as well.
Yeah, my advice right now is go to a website called speedtest.net, US Dad. Do a speed there, choose the servers that are closest to you, and look at your upload speed. Because you might have a great download speed.
Oh, he says they have a paid plan. Yeah, so check your upload speed.
Check your upload speed. Yeah. And I know this sounds crazy, and we talked about this before. Before you go live, restart your computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why, you know, the gremlins that get in your computers, sometimes it just messes stuff up and there's issues, and sometimes just a quick little restart can solve a lot of those problems.
Yeah, but if you have the paid plan, just go into your settings and make sure that you're streaming at that higher resolution as well. So let's see here. Lola Isa Vlog, member for 6 months, says, proudly member, thank you so much for all your help. My pleasure. Glad that you're enjoying the content as well, and thank you for maintaining your membership as well. Thank you so much. So the next question that we have here is from Our Killer Obsession. See, man, we got it in here. Says,
he's going wireless.
Said it's a true crime. Oh, he's doing wireless.
So, yeah,
plug in. Plug in.
Plug in if you can.
Yeah, definitely plug in.
Yeah, if you're able to plug in, you're getting the best connection there, because what's happening is your service provider is giving you a certain amount of upload and download speed, but that's when you're plugged in.
Yeah.
So as soon as you go wireless, you're losing a lot of that speed. You still might have okay speeds, but test it on your wireless connection to see what your upload speed is.
And one thing you can do to test that also is you can just use the record option inside of StreamYard and just record up to it, like do whatever setting changes that you need to do, and then you can just hit that record option, and then you can actually go in and preview that, and then you'll be able to see the differences.
So somebody just asked us what our upload and download speed is here.
At home, I get like 1,000 up and 1,000 down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't always hit that. Sometimes I'm around the 900s, but about 1,000 up and 1,000 down.
Yeah, so I have to use the Wi-Fi here on my phone, because I'm afraid if I do a speed test, it's going to mess up our stream. So let me just do a wireless test, but on this one, it should be around 800 or 1,000 up or down.
Yeah.
But let me check while you're answering questions.
We have good internet here.
Yeah.
So the type of channel on this next one is the True Crime Podcast, and this is Our Killer Obsession. And the goal of the channel is that they fell in love with creating a podcast and hope to be full-time someday. And the question is, when uploading, we need to choose a category. What would be the best one to pick for our True Crimes podcast? Thanks a ton. You guys are great. I would actually do it based around the subject specifically that you are going to be talking about. Really, in most cases, probably people in blogs would do the trick for that. But keep in mind, once you upload your video, YouTube is going to categorize their own way once the content's up on the platform anyway. So just get it as close as you can, and then from there, YouTube will take over from there. And it's not going to make a huge difference one way or the other. Just try to get it as close as you can, and then their system's going to pick it up. Like that's the one you choose now. Okay, yeah, because like the whole thing is basically like those types of things are just like context more than they are anything, and it's not going to necessarily impact if people are responding well to your videos. YouTube systems are smart enough to still find other viewers like that they think might enjoy that content and show it to them too. So the category isn't gonna really be a major factor in anything like that.
So I just ran a wireless test, and I realized I was on. So when you have a like fiber, they'll separate it between like a 5 gigahertz and a 2.4 gigahertz connection. So I'm on the slower 2.4, and it's pretty well. Like plugged in, it's like 1,000 up and down roughly, and I just lost it. It was, where'd you go? It was like 60 up, 60 down. That's a significant difference.
Yeah.
Right, but on the 5 gigahertz, it's significantly faster.
Yeah.
Or plugged in, it's really fast.
Yeah, Diane says that hers is 10.2. Yeah, I used to stream on that.
But let me say this.
Yeah.
Like this 60 up and 60 down, I would have no problem streaming 4K if I wanted to. Yeah. This is really slow compared to what's actually plugged in.
King CMC TV is our next question. They do gaming content. The goal of the channel is to get monetized. And the question is Daryl E's channel Jumpstart one-on-one and group setting? I couldn't do it last year, kind of pricey. Are you doing channel reviews next week on TubeSpanner? So when it comes to his Jumpstart program, it's more of a group setting, but I know that he does do like individual reviews and, those types of things within that. So, like, when you go in there, like, not only do you get, him and his team and all of that, but you also get all of the additional community that's in there as well. Yeah. That also, give feedback and, that kind of stuff as well.
Hybrid Steel, how you doing, buddy?
In terms of the channel reviews on the TubeSpanner channel this coming week, I'm not 100% sure, but probably. I was going to do one yesterday, but I got caught up with some other stuff, so I didn't do it. But this week, I probably will be doing one over there.
So... somebody says, anyone here from Florida? Did you guys just get hit with a hurricane?
Did they?
I don't know. You guys all right in Florida? I saw some little blurb over here in Asia. It's just like a little blurb for Florida. I thought Florida was in a direct path or something of a hurricane.
Oh, wow.
A few days ago.
No, maybe stay safe, Florida.
Could have been a month ago.
Did it hit already, or is it?
I don't know. Huh. Somebody in Florida let me know what's going on.
Yeah.
I don't know. It could have been last month. I'm terrible with dates.
Hey, and really quick, another thing that I wanted to mention as well, which I didn't mention when we first got started, is for those of you that are here, just in case you haven't heard this information yet, I just want to make sure that you know about it. So October 3rd through the 5th, there's a conference going on in Dallas, Texas called VidSummit. It's an amazing conference. I've been going there every year, except for when, everything was shut down for, let's see here, many years now. And it's an amazing conference for content creators. A lot of the, big content creators that you watch, go there to share information about how they do what it is that they do. And it's a peer event for content creators. So if you're a content creator and you can make it to the Dallas, Texas area between October 3rd and 5th, make sure that you check out vidsummit.com for information on that.
So Florida
it was last Wednesday.
3 small towns are gone.
Oh my goodness.
Category 3. Hey Ron, how you doing, man?
Yeah, well, I hope everybody's okay then from that.
And then South Florida, no hurricane issues here.
Oh my.
Yeah, it's interesting how that stuff works.
Yeah.
Yeah, on this side of the, we're in Asia, so it's like that's not really big news for us unless we happen to like pick up some Western media or something like that. So it's just in passing. Oh, there's a hurricane in Florida. Brace yourself, Florida.
Next channel is Camp Brood. Camp Brood uploads 1 time per week or more. They've been on YouTube for over a year. The type of channel is hiking and RVing with the family.
And hyping and RVing.
Yeah.
That's like, well, that's interesting.
Kids go around and hype people. Right. That's their thing.
Yeah. RV hyper.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see that TikTok challenge.
Right.
What's everybody's
up,
going around.
Right.
Yeah. Well, no, just everybody hyping up other people.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, check it out, everybody. They're putting their cart back in the carousel. Woo. Yeah.
Yeah. Woo, look at that tent.
Yeah. So hiking and RVing with family says the goal of the channel is to help dads plan their family hiking vacations. That's cool. And the question is, over half my views are on televisions. How do I create content to maximize views on mobile, laptop, and tablet, and especially TV? So if the content that you're making is being consumed on televisions, then in that particular case, like, I would embrace that and just make sure that the content that you're putting up is, high quality, high resolution, make sure you're uploading in 4K, all of that, so that people can fully, enjoy that content on a TV. I would also consider, digital entertainment systems. So like if somebody has a sound system or sound bar on their setup, just trying to make everything sound as nice as possible, just so that you can create that, nice TV experience for them. But in terms of, getting people to watch on mobile, laptops, tablets, and TVs. Wait, because you have TV. Okay, so getting people to watch on mobile, tablet, and laptops, that's going to come down to the actual, content itself. So,
and people are going to watch how they're going to watch, where they want to watch. Yeah, I mean, and TV viewership in general is expanding, I think, for everyone, which was interesting because mobile viewership was on the rise for a very long time.
Yeah,
and then TV starts
coming there and eating it.
TV's coming up there and eating it. Yeah,
absolutely
interesting. Yeah, people are going to watch on whatever they're going to watch.
Yeah, so the whole idea there is to kind of look and see where people are responding. Now, if you were to say something different, like, hey, I can't get people to click on my videos from suggested videos or something like that, then I would have some, more direct information there. But in terms of trying to get people to watch on the, on the other devices, that can be a challenge, especially if you're going from TV to mobile. Because, like, I'm going to guess maybe the content that you're putting out, maybe it's longer and it makes for more of a TV experience. Maybe, I'm not sure.
Especially if they're out in nature or something.
If you're out in nature featured on some cool stuff. So, you know, because of that, you know, one thing that you might want to experiment it with, if that's what you're doing, is maybe, you know, I can just look at the channel. This would be easier. Hold this for a second, D, if you don't mind.
I will hold this for a second. He's checking your channel to see. He's going to look at the videos and see the type of content that you're actually making. So Chad Garber says, he says, I'm watching on my Mac with the new 4K TV versus 1080 TV I used to be. Your video looked better on the old one. Are those settings I can change on the new one? So we are streaming out in 1080 right now. We don't stream out in 4K. We could stream out in 4K if we use a different system, but StreamYard caps out at 1080. And that's, for the majority of the viewers, that's going to be fine.
Yeah.
If you're looking at 4K and we're looking pixelated, sorry about your luck.
Yeah, so really quick, I was just looking at your channel, Camp Brood, and, you know, the view counts and things like that that you are currently getting. You have some videos on your channel that have done, like, really well, but I would actually just focus more on the content in terms of, you know, just getting more people to click on it, you know, creating that better viewer experience there, because the videos that you're putting out, they're not long, like, you know, under 10 minutes for most of these. So you're already doing that. You do have some on here that are, you know, like this one here, 30 minutes long almost. You got, you know, 1,000 views on that one. So yeah, so I would just keep going, and you will start getting, you know, more, you know, mobile and laptop or computer, you know, viewership. But, you know, one thing to also keep in mind is, you know, with your type of content, like RVing around, you know, that could also be something to where people are just consuming that more on TV. So another thing that I would look into here is I would actually look to see your age demographics. I
was just going to say that.
Yeah, because you might be reaching, you know, like just like an older crowd that, you know, is into RVs and things like that, or you could be reaching families. But, you know, I would definitely get tuned in on that as well, just to make sure. But yeah, I think that your focus should be more on just getting people to, you know, have a better experience with the content. And then as you do that, then YouTube systems will, you know, kind of pick up the rest of that, because you'll be reaching more people at scale. So then more people will be consuming it on more devices.
Renee says YouTube will also recommend differently depending on what device you're watching on, like mobile versus TV, etc. And were you just basically saying that young people wouldn't be interested in RVs? Is that what you were trying to say?
Not at all. What I'm saying is that
are you taking a swing at young people? Is that what you're saying?
All right, next question is from
it makes sense, because I was gonna mention the older demographic, right?
Yeah.
Look at your age, because I'm thinking, like, if more people are watching it on TVs, I'm thinking RV. I'm thinking people might be interested in retiring,
right,
traveling around in RVs.
That's,
you know,
just making sure you get.
I know the
right
likelihood
people.
of, like, our mother, like, watching on a TV is
right.
significantly greater than her watching on a mobile device.
Yeah. One Step uploads every other day. They do fighting games. The goal of the channel is to turn my skills and knowledge into a fun and profitable career. Let's see here. My question is, I'll be making over 60 videos during those 10 days. Over 10 days. Wow. 60 videos in 10 days.
What?
And I don't want people to have to wait for their character guide or whatever. Is there a YouTube limit on content output per day? Wow. That's a good question. I have no idea. I know their notifications cap out at 3 videos per day, but in terms of, like, is there a limit in terms of, can you upload a video every minute for 24 hours straight? I'm not sure. That's a really good question. I have no idea if they have an upload limit.
Throwing this out there before you just kind of go, you know, crazy on the upload, if you haven't done this already, if you're putting these all on the same channel, do some and test it out to see how your audience responds, because you never want to be in because you never want to be in a situation where you're making your audience choose between the videos that you're uploading, because not everybody's going to be able to just, like, binge watch all of your content like that. That's a commitment. That's a commitment. And there's the possibility that as you're uploading and people start skipping those videos because they just watched one like 20 minutes ago, the more they don't watch, the more likely it is that YouTube might slow down recommending your videos to them in the future. So just kind of test that out to see where it falls with your audience.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So next question that we have here is from Lyrical. Love the channel name.
That's a great name.
It is. They do a podcast, and the goal is to monetize. And the question is, what kind of mic and lights do I need to start off my first podcast? I have my C9 camera for my laptop. So technically, using like a Logitech like C920 or something like that, or a Brio, something like that can get you started. In terms of a microphone, a really popular USB option is the Blue Yeti microphone, but Rode also has.
I was going to say they've got all the new USB mics that are out that are pretty good now.
Yeah, Rode also has a dedicated podcast microphone. It's called the Rode Pod Mic, and they have a USB version of that now, and that's like their more budget friendly option. Yeah, Dee's going to grab one. He's got one laying over there, but that's the XLR version. But they have them now for USB as well. So I would definitely look into that as an option for the microphone. Your laptop will be fine just by itself. But for the microphone, I would get one of these, but the USB version or something similar, right? Just look for a good USB microphone. I know that particular mic is an XLR. I think it's around, what, $100 or something?
Yeah. I bought, this one's an XLR microphone, which means it's going to take an actual cable that's going to go into the back of some sort of a board. I'm going to put on my camera here. One thing, though, about these microphones, if you get these microphones, you're going to see that they come with the grill. Invest in
check out the grill.
Check out the grill. Invest in some sort of a pop filter on these, a foam pop filter. They make them specifically for these. It can get rid of a lot of the plosives, the P's, and make it sound a lot better. So this is a great microphone. I use this a lot. Another budget version, it is an XLR, and if you do have a board, is, man, through the pandemic, I used that Rode. What is it? What is it? The 57? What is it?
I don't know.
My little
the SM57?
No.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure.
Man,
I know what you're talking about, but I'm not sure what it's called. SM? No.
Yeah, I forget.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It looks like a stage microphone.
Man, that thing sounds really good. Very affordable too.
But for cameras, other options as well is like these cameras that we're using here, like this camera right here that's shining on me right now. That one is a Sony ZV-1, I believe it is. And this is the quality, you get out of it. It's a really small, compact camera, really easy to use. It's got a built-in lens and all that stuff. It's pretty budget friendly as well. But when you start getting into cameras where you can change lenses and things like that, like the ZV-E10, then things start, getting more expensive because then you have the body of the camera. Plus, you have the lens itself. However, the end result typically looks pretty good. And if you get one of the ones where you can change the lenses, then in that particular case, it also gives you a lot more creative flexibility so that you can make everything look exactly like you want it to look based on the lens that you have. Like if you want like a nice blurry background or super blurry background or something like that. And also the different lenses that you put on the camera can distort you in different ways. So for example, if you get like a super wide lens, like a 16 millimeter or something like that, then it can make your nose look a little bit longer if you get too close to it.
Because you lie.
If the camera's a little bit, too close to you as well, and if you're handy in terms of you talk with your hands, then in that particular case, when your hand goes out to here, it can make your hand seem like it's really long and those types of things. So you just have to be mindful of that, but you can really dial things in, if you would like.
So my brain
really quick.
Oh, good.
Oh, I was going to say. Renee mentioned here on the mass uploads from the question that we had before. He said that your videos could compete with each other short term, slowing the growth. And if they aren't actually distinct videos, you may risk getting flagged for spam. So I wanted to make sure, to let you know about that as well, because that's some great feedback. Thank you, Renee, for the clarity on that.
Yeah, while he was speaking, I went over there to look at the other microphone because I just completely blanked out on the name of the microphone. It's an SM58.
Oh,
okay. It's an SM58 microphone. That's what you see a lot of singers singing with. They are an XL microphone. You do need some sort of an interface with them. But man, fantastic. They're fantastic.
Yeah, even with the interfaces, you can get something like a Focusrite.
Yeah,
and even Rode, they've got like all kinds of like little devices now. Yeah, that you can get for reasonable prices. So I would definitely look into Rode. They're we don't work with them in any way, and they've never sponsored anything. Like
they should though.
They should, yeah, but they are they really solid products. Like almost. With the exception of my Shure SM7B that I have at home, every other microphone. Actually, I think I have an Audio-Technica, a couple Audio-Technicas too.
The shotgun microphone.
And I have a Deity. So yeah, maybe they're not all Rodes,
but
I've got a lot of Rode microphones.
Maybe you should just shut up.
As home. Maybe I should. Yeah, right? Maybe I should just shut my mouth.
Except for like the Deity, except for the Shure microphones, and except...
Right, yeah, maybe I should just be quiet. Okay.
Yeah, you got a super chat.
So, Laurent Henderson, thank you for the super chat. Super appreciated. Says, one of my shorts videos got 24,000 views. I was shocked. It was a soundbar remote setup. I'm not a soundbar channel. I do different tech. I took a break from YouTube to focus on other things. Any tips to get back and capitalize? So if you're doing tech, I mean, you know, audio is part of tech, but if you don't plan to keep walking down that road, then I would just look at that as, hey, this was a one-off, you know, opportunity. It did well, but I'm going to stay in the lane of the things that, you know, that I care about making and sharing with people. And I would just get back to, as Renee would say, get back to the contenting, right?
Get back to making bread.
Yeah, just get back to, you know, making the donuts, right? Yeah, so like,
Make
you know,
that bread, Renee.
Just getting back into it, getting back into your cadence, you know, because you say that you took a break to work on some other stuff, you know, getting the process of, you know, ideation and creation and publishing content worked back into your lifestyle, those types of things is definitely what I would do. In addition to that, another thing when you do start looking into topics that you're going to make videos about, with the soundbar content excluded, I would go into your YouTube analytics, and you're going to see if you go into the very first page that you land on, if you scroll down the page, YouTube is going to show you per the date range that you set all of the videos that have been driving traffic to your channel the most in that time period. So what I would recommend that you do, and I'll explain why, is I would recommend that you look at those videos and that you try to think, okay, the people that have interacted with these top videos, let's say your top 5 or top 10, depending on, you know, the views that are coming in from them, the people that are that have interacted with these recently, what would be just a great fit for those people? What would they really enjoy if I were to publish it next? And then I would start making those videos. And the reason for that is because if people are interacting with your channel, you know, if those are the ones that are bringing in the view counts, then that is the stuff or the type of content on your channel that people are interested in right now. So because of that, you would want to follow some of that stuff up with content that would be, you know, relevant to those people, so that when YouTube does show it to them on their home pages or suggested videos, or if they get a notification, that they're going to be more likely to respond to it. So I would definitely do that.
So Millennial Legends in the chat says, we just went from 0 to 10K, I'm guessing subscribers, in 8 months.
Nice.
Thanks to these awesome Yodas. I truly hope you guys know how much you're helping us FNGs out here breaking into the world.
That's awesome. Congratulations. Congratulations on that. That's huge, actually. Like the 0 to 10,000 in 8 months.
That's
fantastic.
That's
you're doing
substantial growth.
Yeah, you're doing an excellent job. So definitely keep that up. iPhone Chris, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you know, in the chat, man, post your latest win. What's your latest win?
Ooh, love that.
Yeah,
love that.
Yeah, view count.
What's your latest win? Yeah, that's good.
Whatever it is. What's your latest milestone? Post it in. Yeah, brag a little bit. Let's see what your wins are. I'll put some on the screen while he's answering the next question.
And really quick, just for inspiration for everybody that thinks they need to get the latest tech and all that stuff to, you know, get the ball rolling, I wanted to just share this really quick from Millennial Legends. He says, I built my entire channel obtaining 600,000 views in 8 months with just a cell phone. It's possible with any technology as long as you give it your all. Boom. Totally. Love it.
There you go.
Yeah, I have a friend here locally. He grew his entire YouTube channel to over 100,000 subscribers in 10 months just using an iPhone. No external mic, nothing. Just his microphone and his energy and his love for sharing information with people.
Making it my own DIY, 52,000. That's fantastic. I love it. Just hit 500,000 views for the off-road channel. Look at this. Making it my own is 6.5 million views.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just, as you're answering the questions, I'm going to just keep putting these on the screen. These are awesome.
Please do. And Chantel, you know, 400. She had a 400 upload milestone and getting a job interview this coming week. Fantastic. Awesome. Absolutely great. Love seeing that. My latest win is outlining some new scripts from Amy Johnson. That's awesome. Nice seeing that as well. Yeah, love these. I love that, D. That's awesome.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's great.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So
people are doing the thing.
Yep.
I love it.
So the next question is from Ernesto Esparza, and he says that he does gaming and entertainment content. The goal is to reach 100 subs, and then the question is, how can I reach 130 subs if I start making videos? So if your goal is to reach 100 or to get to 130 subs,
that's a suspicious number.
130. Why 130? Why not 150? Right?
What happens at happens at 130?
Yeah, or
not
100 or 129. Yeah,
right.
Or 130.
Yeah.
Yeah, but basically the whole idea when it comes to, you know, getting that first 100 subscribers is really using that process more of like a learning period, to where it's like, hey, you know, my first parts of my channel when I'm trying to get everything rolling, I'm trying to hit these first milestones, 100 subscribers, 500 subscribers, 1,000 subscribers, my first, you know, video with 1,000 views on it, my first video with 10,000 views on it, those types of things, is just focusing as much as you possibly can on understanding your audience, working the consistency of publishing content into your lifestyle, and then of course analyzing everything it is that you're publishing to see how people are responding to it, and then trying to improve through also educating yourself and developing skills along the way. So, for example, in your case, you actually won, VidSummit replays. You also won, Daryl's book. Both of those are going to be extremely insightful for you. But in addition to that, there's also, people come onto YouTube and we all come on with different skill sets. And YouTube, just like anything else, it does have, certain things that are required in order for you to be able to hit, certain level of competitiveness, so to speak. So in some cases, somebody can just be naturally really good at communicating. And because of that, they don't need to edit as much or something like that. And based on the content that they're putting out, they can just sit there and talk to a camera and people will love it just because they're a good communicator, even though they might not be great at editing videos. In other cases, people might give amazing value with the content they provide, but they can edit it okay to where it's good enough, and then they can present it well, and then through that combination of the value and then enough to cut out dead parts of the video and stuff like that, and the decent presentation, then in that particular case, those three things can make up for a good experience for viewers. So because of that, I would just focus all of your efforts right now, if you're trying to get that first 100 subscribers, on just skill development, understanding your audience, and doing the thing. If you focus on those, the skills will help you reach new milestones. And anytime you hit a plateau, in that particular case, it's either a skill or an understanding of either how things are working on your channel or the audience that you're trying to reach are the things that can get you through those plateaus if you hit them.
There are some awesome milestones coming up.
What do we got?
Y'all, I'm putting them up on the screen.
Okay.
Just people making gains.
Nice.
People making gains. That's what it is. I love it. I love that they're aware of the gains. I love that. It's like, hey, post your latest milestone. Like they're just posting them out.
Nice.
Posting them out.
Love it.
It's a big deal, man. Like
It
celebrate
is.
your wins.
Yeah, celebrate.
Celebrate the
Yep.
wins.
Stand on the mountaintop and scream for the day.
In fact,
Yep.
we should stop answering questions and order a pizza.
And just sit here and celebrate everybody's
And
wins.
just
Just list them off.
And just
Sit there and read through them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit of vodka and Coke. Do a shot every time somebody gets a win over like 10,000. That'd be a great stream, man. Just putting it out there. See how you feel about it.
Design Burst.
No?
They've been on YouTube for less than 6 months. They do interior design content.
Fun.
The goal of the channel is to educate and inspire people to improve their living spaces through interior design.
I'll do that on my channel later.
And the question is, our channel is relatively new, having started June 10th, 2023. As of now, we have 752 subscribers, and we've uploaded 12 videos. How can we determine if our channel is performing well? So June, July, August. So you've been on YouTube for 2 months. You are already up to 752 subscribers out of just 12 videos. I can tell you right now, you're heading in the right direction. As long as those 752 subscribers came organically from YouTube. If they came from any like service or from participating in, any type of groups or anything like that, in that particular case, not so much. But as long as you earn those 752 subscribers organically through those 12 videos, then you are, you're off to a great start on your YouTube channel, and everything is going, fantastic. You're heading in the right direction. But it says, hold on really quick. It says, is it normal for views to drop after 2 days? What is the ideal click-through rate? Our channel average is 5.5. We're new to YouTube. Any advice would be appreciated. So a couple things really quick, just for clarity when it comes to the click-through rate, is on YouTube, they have public information that tells us, and you can actually see this very easily. If you are in your analytics, you can actually click on some of the little eye icons in there, and then like little panels will slide out that give you additional information. You can also search the Google help pages on YouTube or on Google, and they will they also share some of this information. But when it comes to click-through rate, the average on the platform is between 2 and 10%. Unfortunately, YouTube doesn't give us any type of click-through, or I'm sorry, any type of impression information to let us know, is it 2% of what, 10% of what, right? Because the impressions that you get can massively impact your click-through rate, and they can massively impact your audience retention as well. They don't always, but most of the time they do. So because of that, if you have a channel average of 5.5, that's fine, but it's not really important what the channel average is. What's important is what you're getting per video, and it's also important to look at the impressions that you're getting and look at how your click-through rate, the click-through rate that you're getting compared to the impressions per video. And then you can level that up by going into your traffic sources report on YouTube. And then in your traffic sources report, this is in your advanced mode analytics, you're going to see in there where on the platform you're getting your click-through rates from. So for example, you can see on home pages what your click-through rate is. You can see in your subscription feed what your click-through rate is. You can see on search what your click-through rate is, and you can see in suggested videos what your click-through rate is. And the reason this is valuable is because it helps you get a more accurate idea of how your videos are performing on those specific pages of YouTube versus just averaging everything together across the channel, or averaging all those traffic sources together. So definitely make sure that you're looking in that. So when it comes to the ideal click-through rate, obviously you want to go as high as it can possibly go, or as high as you can get it within the impressions that you are getting from YouTube. And just so you know, since you are new, when it comes to an impression, that is when YouTube shows your video to somebody on the platform for more than a second. So if somebody sees your thumbnail somewhere, then that is an impression. So you just want to make sure that you are, right now you have too few videos to really be able to identify this in a way that is that's important. But what you want to look for is you want to look for averages across your channel over time. So when you have videos break out, you want to start looking and saying like, okay, so this is what the metrics look like on this video that got higher views on them. And then over time, what you're going to start seeing is okay, when my videos do well, they typically at least hit these marks, right? And then that way, when you start seeing yourself fall under those marks, it can just give you some insights on like, oh, maybe I need to change my thumbnail, or maybe I need to change my title or something like that. So because of that, just start looking into those things. But in terms of your start, you're off to a good start. Just keep going. And in terms of, you said any other advice would be appreciated. So another thing that's really important also, since you are just getting started on YouTube, is just make sure that you are giving the process time, because YouTube does come with a learning curve just like anything else, and make sure that you are easy on yourself, because some content creators, if things don't, if their channel doesn't start blowing up right away or something like that, people will take it personally and they'll be like, oh, I'm not good at this, or, whatever. But at the end of the day, the creators that make it through all of the filters in terms of like, the learning filters and being patient, with the platform, the learning process, all that good stuff, the people that make it through that, those are the ones that you see that have successful channels. The people that just give up and that aren't willing to learn new things and aren't trying to constantly try to learn how to make their videos better and things like that, those are also the people that usually end up giving up because they're not growing in any way. So one big advantage of being a content creator is, based on the skills that you need to do it, you are in like a constant state of like learning and growth and all of that, like as a person, but you get to apply that to your YouTube channel as well. And it helps you just do better on the platform in general. So just make sure you're learning everything that you can about YouTube, and not just watching videos like mine, but also like looking at popular videos on YouTube, being mindful of the videos that you click on them and thinking about why you clicked on those particular videos, studying other, creators that are getting views on the platform, and thinking to yourself like, okay, do they have really busy thumbnails? Are their thumbnails like really basic? What are the things that they're focusing on? How are they structuring their titles? Are they adding keywords to their titles? Yes or no? Those types of things. Looking at how they put their videos together, but just make sure that you're studying YouTube as well, and that you are getting insights from your own intuition from watching other content creators as well.
Okay, I want to bring attention to this win right here. So okay. Liz Blanco is my design Sherpa. She says, here's my win as I'm getting more clients than I can handle from 1,400 subs.
Nice.
So she has 1,400 subs, and she's funneled it in a way. She's built her channel around the business. Obviously, the purpose is to drive clients. 1,400 subscribers, and she's getting more clients than she can handle.
Yeah,
so I just want you to just don't focus so hard on one particular metric. Have a plan. Think about what the purpose is of your channel, because if you drive that traffic a particular way, maybe it's to drive them into your email list, maybe into your sales funnel, affiliate marketing, maybe just trying to grow a YouTube channel by itself. So just don't put your blinders on and think that there's just one way to do it.
Yep.
She's crushing it with 1,400.
Nice, yeah. Congratulations on that.
Just wanted to highlight that.
Yeah, and a really cool thing about YouTube, for those of you that are using it for anything other than Like if you're using YouTube for business in any capacity, if you are, using it to, drive affiliate sales, if you have your own products you're bringing attention to, your own services you're bringing attention to, YouTube is extremely powerful for that. And if you have anything that you can offer off of your YouTube channel, you can be in a similar situation to where, you can get, so much business that you end up having to turn people away, which is a pretty cool spot to be in, because then you get to actually pick and choose who you work with instead of like having to take, all the different clients that you get and stuff like that. So it's it can definitely change the way that you approach everything. And YouTube is just a powerhouse for, bringing attention to, businesses and different products and services and stuff like that.
US Plus Dad says, we told our daughters we'd book a Disney trip at 50,000 subscribers.
Nice.
Today will be that day.
Nice.
Didn't think it would happen this fast. Starting May 1st.
Nice. Congratulations on that. Enjoy your Disney trip, right? That's awesome.
Yeah.
So really quick, we had a super chat come in from Pleasant Memories Education. Thank you for the super chat. It says, I have my home language, but started to create more English educational kids content recently. My views are going up a bit. So grateful. My heart is to help where needed. What do you guys think? Yeah, if you are, going after a different language and that language is responding to the content, I think it's fantastic because, I know in some places in the world, if you are communicating in your native language, that the ad rates in some places, just like, they are here where we live, the ad rates can be very low, and because of that, it can be really hard to create any type of sustainable income from the YouTube channel, and also just the way that people buy things and things like that. It's just different in different places in the world. So because of that, in some cases, monetizing YouTube heavily can be a challenge. So if you are making content for the English market and people are responding to it, then high five for you for pulling that off, and you've definitely positioned yourself in a better way to be able to fully take advantage of the opportunities available on YouTube. And depending on your location, you also, like with the ad revenue that you're getting from YouTube, there's a really good chance that, after a short amount of time, it's probably going to make a substantial impact. In fact, on Reddit, there was somebody that posted on there this week, and they were talking about how they were just trying to get their AdSense to $100 a month. And like their only goal was like, hey, I'm just trying to get to $100 a month. And the way that they framed it was like, hey, I live in this like third world country, and
developing country.
Yeah, and that $100 will change like everything for me. So because of that, if you are somebody that is making content, you are in one of those countries, then if you can find a way to get into the English market, it can definitely be advantageous. But the downside is that, if there's other content like yours in the English market, and then let's say you have like a heavy accent or something like that, then in some cases, it can be a little bit of a challenge. But with all this AI stuff, all that stuff's probably going to be taken care of here very soon. And also, YouTube also has, the option where you can upload, and AI is going to let you do this very soon. I'm sure it's already available somewhere, but you're going to be able to upload, because YouTube has this functionality already. If you're making content in another language, you'll be able to upload content in English as well through translating, your actual, language, and then translating the title and description. And then when somebody clicks on it, they're going to get it in their own, language. So yeah, all kinds of cool stuff on that front.
So Jerry says, I heard about the crazy toppings Pizza Hut has to offer in Thailand. I'd watch you guys order those.
For like the squid and stuff.
Yeah, man, they have some really interesting pizzas over here.
Yeah,
I will not be partaking in that.
Yeah, me
I will
neither.
not be participating.
Yeah.
They'll have like squid and fish and like pork.
Yeah, stuff that you just shouldn't have on a pizza.
It just mix it all together, and then it's just like. Yeah,
it's like ham is like a common thing.
Yeah,
I guess,
but not with like squid. It just
it's some of it's gross.
Yeah, like baby squid and baby octopus, like shaved, and you're just like, no, we're not doing that on a pizza.
Because there's a really good local pizza company called Pizza Company. That's usually what I get instead of Pizza Hut. But if I think about it, next time I go to Pizza Hut or see one, I'll swing in there and take a photo for you.
Yeah.
Next up, we got Trainer James. Trainer James says they upload one time per week or more.
Kevin Jefferson just got monetized. Congratulations.
Nice. Congratulations.
Yep.
The type of channel is Pokemon analysis, sometimes Let's Plays. The goal of the channel says I would like to be able to make YouTube my career. And the question is, to be successful on YouTube, are platforms like Discord and Twitter necessary? I have both, but barely post to either because I'm just not too social in those ways. I enjoy being social via live streams, but not really with any other social media outlets. So no, it's not required. Like those types of things can be helpful beneficial as you are growing your YouTube channel to help you grow your community off of YouTube so that you can, keep those interactions going and be chatting with people and things like that while you're not publishing videos and while people aren't leaving comments, or if you don't have a lot of comments coming in. They can be advantageous for that. Plus, there are just additional places that people can get in touch with you. And one of the cool things about, YouTube and just putting yourself out there is over time, you run into, just people that, want to chat and that, like your stuff and things like that. And, when people can reach out to you on, via Twitter DM, or they can reach out to you on Discord, or if the community who are interested in similar things based on meeting through your content can meet up in a Discord, then, they can continue that conversation there. And you can also use that if you do build it up over time as a way to let people know, hey, I'm going to be streaming in a little bit, so come and hang out. Or, I'm getting ready to publish this video, come and hang out. And it gives you just one more thing that you can use to bring attention to your new videos when you publish them. So it can be used more, think of it more of like a marketing vehicle, so to speak, in addition to a community building thing. So it's not necessary, but they do have advantages. But one thing that I do recommend, if you are somebody that is serious about growing like an internet brand of some kind, I recommend that you at least get the socials. So get the Twitter account, get the Instagram account, get the TikTok account, get all of the things with your name, even if you're not using them right now, and make one piece of content there, be it a tweet or if it's a TikTok, put one video up there and have that as a place to where if people are looking for you on those platforms, then they can find you. And then that's also going to be to where, let's say that your YouTube channel just explodes. And let's say that, this time next year, you're just getting tons of activity on your YouTube channel. You become like the next Dr. Disrespect, but your version, not him, but, you become like that known of a character. And, people are coming in and they're just loving what it is that you're doing. Then what will end up happening is people will go and they'll start impersonating you on these other platforms if you don't secure those names. I mean, they're still going to do it anyway, but when you have like the, official versions, then, it makes it more difficult for people to actually take those names from you. So just make sure that you do that.
So
Hybrid Fitness, thank you for the super sticker.
Super chat. Super sticker?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't see super sticker. Did you get Clocks is Ticking super chat?
Let's see here. I did not see that one.
Let me get the super sticker while you're doing that.
Clock is ticking. Thank you as well for the super chat, super sticker there. Super appreciate it.
That's right, Chantel. Seafood on pizza is wrong.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It really is.
It's a war crime.
Yeah, something like that. Food crime, at least. Yeah. So next up,
it's both. It's all the crimes.
We've got amazing yacht destinations. They've been on YouTube for a year or more. They do education and entertainment content. The goal of the channel is to let people explore places that they've never been. And the question is, with the auto preview on YouTube videos, should we make a hook specifically for that? And how long should one make that if it is recommended? So when it comes to that, just make sure that you are thinking, just think about it through the eyes of a viewer, right? So if you were to grab their attention with the thumbnail and they stop scrolling, let's say their mobile phone, let's say somebody's going on their mobile device and then your thumbnail shows up and they see it has something to do with taking a cruise and that there's somebody that's interested in a cruise. What's the first thing that they are going to see, right? And just start thinking of it through that lens. Instead of thinking of it like, okay, I got to make a special hook for it. Think about it like, okay, if the person that I'm trying to reach with this content, if my thumbnail grabs their attention, what can I be doing when this autoplay starts? Would it be eye candy about the cruise that you're getting ready to take them on? Would it be you standing in front of the camera saying that you are going to be showing them different things about the cruise? Would it be just, hey, we're getting ready to go on this cruise, type of imagery as you lead into the video? Like, what would be the best experience based on what you like about, cruises and what would grab your attention since you're making that type of content, and do that kind of stuff in the beginning. And the reason... excuse me, the reason that you want to try to think of it that way is because, like a lot of people, they'll see like what Mr. Beast is doing and just other creators like that, right, in the entertainment space. And they'll say, okay, well, this is what he's doing, then I need to do that on my channel. And in some cases that works. In other cases, that type of thing will turn people off based on who it is that's interacting with your content. So because of that, because you're the one making the content for the channel, which means that you are into that type of content, you understand that viewer, all of that. In that particular case, I would think about the viewer and think about, okay, if my thumbnail grabs their attention, what can I do here in this beginning that would not only give context into what is going to be happening in the video, but also just to where visually it would be something where they'd be like, oh, that looks nice, or that looks interesting, or that looks like a nice boat, or, you know, something along those lines that would make them want to come into the video. But the very next step of that is I would write down a bunch of those things. Like, okay, if I was watching YouTube and I saw this boat and in the thumbnail and I stopped and it grabbed my attention, like what type of things would I respond to? And then start experimenting with those through the next videos that you publish. And then if you find something that seems to hold viewers more or pull people in more, then in that particular case, say, okay, well, let me experiment with doing that again to see if I can repeat it, to see if it's repeatable. And then if it is, and you start getting similar results, then in that particular case, start doing things like that when you start your videos until it slows down in terms of it working in that similar way, is the approach that you'd want to take there. Let's see here. So next up on our list, we've got movie reviews is the name of the channel. And the type of channel is movie reviews, trivia, and news. The goal of the channel is to become a full-time content creator when the time is right. And the question is, posting on community tab is important, but recently you said that YouTube doesn't notify your subscribers about every single post. Can you elaborate? So how YouTube notifications work is somebody has to opt in to be notified in the first place. Then they have to opt in to be notified for everything. You know, if it's personalized, or they can opt in to be notified just, you know, like occasionally, to where if YouTube's like, oh yeah, this is a perfect video for them, then they get notified there. And then the next part of that is that in addition to having their settings correctly in terms of the notifications that they have turned on, they also need to be able to receive those notifications on their device. So a lot of people have notifications turned on for the channels that they're subscribed to, but they don't have notifications turned on their phone. So because of that, people will be like, oh, well, I'm not getting notifications from YouTube, right? So so the whole idea is to, in terms of, the people not getting the notifications, is that there's just different ways that people can get notified, and users just don't always, have things set up properly in order to receive the notifications from YouTube. Next up on our list, we've got, so Hybrid Fitness says, what about shorts, thumbnails, custom or not? So you actually cannot upload custom thumbnails right now. The best you can do is you can select it from a, you can select the screen from within the short that that you can use as the thumbnail, but you can no longer add custom thumbnails to YouTube Shorts. So because of that, you definitely need to, be thinking about that in the video content. And if you are doing something to where you're like, man, if somebody, because YouTube is showing shorts all over the place now, you're getting them in like suggested videos, thanks to Jerry for sending over that screenshot, but you're getting them in like suggested videos now. You're getting them on home pages, like you're getting them all even in search. They're showing, like big blocks of shorts. Like they're trying really hard to drive traffic into, very short content on the platform. But with that, since they're showing the content in all these places, you want to be thinking about, okay, if they show my content in search, or they show it on a homepage or recommended next to another video, is it going to be me halfway into a sentence, or is it going to be showing something that might be interesting in the video itself? Definitely things that you want to make sure you're thinking about. Yeah, and really quick, Brenner Rogers, I just want to highlight this really quick. He says, 2 days of having featured videos enables. It's crazy how well it works, pushing from short to long form content. Yeah, if they're getting views, like if the shorts are getting views, yeah, they are definitely crossing over from there. Let's see here. So next up, we've got, okay, we did our killer obsession already, so we got that one covered. So next up, we've got genealogy with Amy Johnson Crow. Amy says she does genealogy and family history content. The goal of the channel is to encourage people to explore their family history and to grow her business. And the question is, what are some best practices for doing a response video, not a reaction video? Somebody made a long form video that I'd like to respond to some of the things that they said. If possible, I'd like to include some of their video rather than just talk about it and give my responses. So step one is I would hit them up and I would say, hey, I would like to do, a response to your video. Are you cool with that? Blah, blah, blah. And, just try to get that permission to them. So then you don't even have to, think about it. So technically, if you are, responding to their video, it is reaction, really. Like that's how it would be, kind of looked at. But if you are responding to their video and you're, sharing the things that you agree with or disagree with or whatever it is, in that particular case, technically you should fall under fair use. But because that is a legal thing, it's like, it's always, a roll of the dice and something that you need to be mindful of. So that's why I would reach out to them first, just to make sure that you're not going to have any issues with them not liking how you told them or how you're telling people that what they said isn't right or something like that, and then them trying to take you down for it or something like that. So because of that, I would just take that extra step. And then outside of that, I would definitely link to their video, so that people can know where to find the original content if they wanted to watch the full thing. And then that way, one, you'd be able to continue a session on your end, which is a win. But two, that would also just be, the nice thing to do since you are, talking about their content. But I would definitely do that as well. But if you are going to be doing the reactions, one other thing that can kind of, help there in terms of, just being able to defend it is, if you're going to be sitting there, doing the reaction, instead of maybe showing like their clip full screen, which might look weird in their copyright area if it shows up inside of YouTube, instead of showing like the full clip, like have it to where you're in there and then maybe the clip is minimized a little bit, and then you're showing it that way. So if it does show up in their copyright area, it looks like it's something different, so that when they are going through and they're removing videos that have been stolen from their channel, in that particular case, it will stand out, right? So if they're going through and they're doing like a blanket delete, then in that particular case, it'll stand out as something different because they won't be, full screen if YouTube happens to capture that screenshot. Let's see here. Skystream says, excuse me, I'm trying to find help or rather feedback, or do I have to super chat? So we're not looking at YouTube channels during this. We have a form. This is all free. We have a form down in the description below where you can get your questions, answered down there. But in terms of like looking at YouTube channels, we're not doing that here. I do monetization streams on my channel from time to time where we look at channels and we review them based on like how they could make more money, based on how creators typically make money on YouTube. But on the Tube Spanner channel, we do channel reviews. So if you just go to Google and you type in Tube Spanner, YouTube search and you type in Tube Spanner, then you're going to see that channel pop up. Just make sure you're subscribed over there, turn on all the notifications, and when I do the stream this coming week, then you'll get the notification that that's happening. Let's see here. So next up, we've got Build with Mooney. Build with Mooney uploads one time per week or more. They've been on YouTube for less than 6 months. They do woodworking content. The goal of the channel is to share, teach, and help. And the question is, I'm working through Daryl Eves' YouTube formula that you recommended. Thank you. Question, if all of my best videos are shorts right now and I want to make more material similar to shorts but in long form, will my shorts data translate into long form? So YouTube splits all of that up in your YouTube analytics. So currently in the content tab, it's all listed together, unfortunately. But when it comes to how you're analyzing that content, everything is separated in analytics. So you can see, you can compare everything together, right? Like you can see everything together in terms of like, this is how many views and watch time and subscribers and everything the channel's generated as a whole. But when you start, like when you are uploading multiple formats, you can say, okay, how are my shorts doing? How are my long form videos doing? And you can isolate it that way to just get a better, understanding of how people are responding to different parts of it. Most of that is in the quick view. If you're trying to do it in advanced mode, then you have to do it using the grouping feature, which I have a short on my channel that explains how to get into that and how to use it and things to consider and all that. But yeah, they separate everything for that quick view, and that will help you, have more insights on your long form compared to the short form, or just your long form and your short form as standalone, formats. Let's see here. Next question is, we've got the Dream Builder 21 says they do automotive content. The goal of the channel is to entertain people with the projects and distract them from their day. Love it. Question. How can write an easy description that will be automatically set for all of my videos and future videos? Thank you for what you do. So there's a few different ways to do this. So first, YouTube has a built-in upload default that you can use. That one is built into the system. All you have to do in order to find that is log into your channel on a computer. You might be able to do this on a phone now, but I don't think so. But you log into your YouTube channel on a computer, and then down on the bottom left-hand side of the screen, you're going to see a little gear icon for settings. You want to click on that, and then it's going to open up a box that's that's going to pop up. On that box, you are going to see navigation over on the left-hand side, and one of those selections is going to be for the upload defaults. And then when you click into that, then you're going to see the option to add a canned, description is what it is that you're going to see. You'll see that. You'll see that you're able to add like the title. You're able to just go ahead and set it to unlisted instead of it being set to, public or private. You can have the tags in there, all of your advanced settings. So if you have, a category that you always choose, then you can click that. You can set your video language, all of those things that you have to do with every upload. You can handle it there. That's if you're going to be using the same one. If you're going to be using multiple descriptions, then in that particular case, TubeBuddy has a description tool where you can save multiple descriptions as well. And TubeSpanner also has one where you can do descriptions. With both of those, you basically can just save a description template. And then when you go into, when you're uploading a video, you can just select the description from a template. Now, when it comes to TubeSpanner, the difference is you can select individual parts. So like, let's say that you're like, hey, my descriptions aren't always the same. Some of my videos are affiliate videos. Some of them are sponsored videos. Some of them are nothing in those regards. Some of them I add links to these types of videos. Some of them I add links to these types of videos and so on. Then what you can do there is you can actually customize individual sections of your description. And then as you're putting your video description together, you can just press whichever one of those sections that you want. And then it just adds it in there without you having to go grab links and copy and paste a bunch of stuff and all of that. So it really helps, kind of speed up the workflow. So any of those solutions will get you sorted with that. And Chantel just dropped links to all of the above right here in the chat. So you can find, everything that I just mentioned right there. TubeSpanner in the house. That's funny. I just mentioned TubeSpanner. Says, we launched a new animal channel about gorillas a few weeks ago. At first, it was not very popular, but since we gave them a huge pile of bananas to eat, it has gotten tens of thousands of views. It's super ape peeling. I like that one. That's a good one. Okay, so next up on the list, thank you for the super chat, Danielle. Appreciate it. So the next channel is from Home Rapid Repair. They upload one time per week or more, been on YouTube for less than 1 year. The type of channel is home improvement. The goal of the channel is to become a more trusted source in the home improvement and, of course, affiliate sales. And the question is, yesterday I went to one of my more popular shorts, over 90,000 views, and linked a long-form video that it was very similar to. We shall see if anyone clicks on it. Yeah, like that's the whole thing, is this is a new feature. So what they're talking about here, just in case, you haven't seen the news or the information about this, YouTube has added, for anybody here that uploads YouTube Shorts, they've added a related content link or content links to the YouTube Shorts. So what you can do, and you have to be on a computer for this currently, it's coming to mobile, but currently you have to do this on a computer. But what you can do is you can go into your entire Shorts archive and you can point all of those Shorts to a particular long form video on your channel. So this is a way for you to manually build a bridge on your archive of Shorts to your long form content, but it's also a way for you to start building the bridge from Shorts to long form videos that you plan to do in the future. So for example, let's say, I'll tell you my use case, right? So I've got the AI video, the new one that's pinned to the top of the screen that all of you should watch. It's bananas what this stuff can do already. And we're like just still at the beginning of all this. But definitely make sure that you check that out, because there's a whole host of tools in there that'll make your job easier and can make your videos more fun and creative. So make sure that you check that out. But one of the use cases for this is, for my AI videos, I'm going to make, and I've been waiting for this feature so I can do it, I'm going to make a dedicated short for those videos, just showing the changing things that I show in those videos. I'm going to make a little army of those videos. And then all of those are going to have a call to action in them that say something along the lines of, see how I did all of this. It's going to start with something along the lines of, this AI stuff is getting out of control. Check out what you can do. And then it's going to show, all of the, different things changing and stuff like that. And I'm going to give those examples. And then I'm going to say something along the lines of, if you want to see how to do it, click onto this link right here. And then there, that's going to be a direct call to action to pull people from the short shelf into the long form content. So you're going to be able to, use it in similar ways as well. So when you're putting your content together, start thinking like that. Start thinking, not only am I going to make content that's appropriate for the short shelf, right? Because that's a big part of this. Like, I'm not just making an ad for those videos. I'm making it something, I'm framing it in a way to where it's like, hey, this is what it can do. But if you want to know how to do it, then click here, right? Or you want to know, how I did it or what tools I used for this, click here, right? So it's not an advertisement. It's more of like, hey, here's the value in this. So you can still enjoy it here in the YouTube Shorts. You don't have to participate in the long form in order to get, additional context here. But if you do want that additional stuff, then all you got to do is click here to get it, right? So you still want to make sure that you're making content that's appropriate for the short shelf so that it can get a good response in the short shelf. Because if you're just making like ads in that particular case, then what'll probably end up happening is if people aren't responding to that because it's just an ad, then the reach that you're going to get isn't going to be great. But if you make something that is appropriate for the short shelf, then in that particular case, you're winning in the short shelf and you'll be winning in the long form content that you're directing people to as well. And really quick here, Renee also mentioned, he said, if you have multi-part short series, you could also use related video links to connect them together in order so that people can binge them rather than relying on the shorts feed. Yeah, so think of it kind of like manually building a playlist of sorts that they would be able to flow through using that particular link. Yeah, great suggestion on that too. Yeah, and he said also, when people are in the shorts feed, they'll want to stay there. So you have to make a compelling, high-value call to action or offer them more or offer to get them to move over. Let's see here. So next up, oh, and one more. I like adding his clarifications here and just making sure everybody hears these because I sit here and just blabber kind of, improv style. So when he adds these, additional elements, I just want to make sure you get them. But he says also that you can never expect a viewer to care more about your content than you do. So treat shorts viewers with respect and give them great shorts content to bridge from. Absolutely. Love that. Thank you for the additions there.
So Doug sent me a message, said you missed some super chats, but I don't see any ones that you missed.
Yeah, he says that we have them. Here, I'll check inside of
yeah, I don't
the
see
other
here.
thing here real quick.
Yeah,
okay, so I see it. So clocks is ticking. Wait, we did that one already.
Yeah, we did that one.
Oh, it says I get views, low subs, clocks ticking, help. Yeah, so if you're getting views but people are not subscribing, it's because they're...
Did that message not show up when the super chat came in the main chat?
Yeah, I guess not. But it's showing up in here though. Yeah, I see. I see two more.
Yeah. Okay.
So it says. I get views, low subs. So if you are getting views coming in, but people are not subscribing, one, it's helpful just to ask people to subscribe, let them know why they should subscribe and then just let them know. Instead of making it this big interruptive production, just mention it somewhere in passing in your video. Hey, by the way, if you're enjoying this, I put out videos like this every Tuesday, so make sure you subscribe, something like that. And also keep in mind that people have to see the value in what it is that you're doing and as it relates to them. So, when you're publishing content on YouTube, your videos could be cool, but if people, that are interacting with them aren't thinking that they're, as good, or they don't know that you're going to be making those videos in the future, or maybe they check your channel page and you don't have an archive yet, in that particular, or you're extremely inconsistent, then in those particular cases, some people, won't subscribe for those reasons. But if you ask them, and you're providing strong value on your channel, then in that case, people will start subscribing. But just focus right now. Like, one thing that's important to know for everybody here that is running into a similar scenario where you're like, man, I'm getting views, but people just aren't converting into a subscriber. Subscribers are great in terms of the perception that it gives other people of your channel. It's also great for, just opening doors sometimes and things like that in some cases. But when it comes to YouTube, having subscribers is good because it is a good signal that, people are responding well to the channel as a whole and they want to see more of your content. But when it comes to YouTube recommending your content to people, the thing that matters the most is, are they having an enjoyable experience with the content through all of the actions that they're doing? And if they are satisfied with the experience that they're having, or they're enjoying that experience, then YouTube is going to continue. Their system is going to detect that. And then YouTube's going to continue to show your content to them until they stop responding to it. So because of that, like, I know you want subscribers. I get it. But if you focus on adding value to the viewer and getting the view counts up, then at scale, those two things combined will cause more people to subscribe to the channel, right? That's what I'm getting at. And you'll have YouTube showing your content to more of those people. And as they continue to come back in, you know, some of them will eventually subscribe, even though they didn't subscribe in that first video and so on.
Another one here from Genesis and Justin.
Super chat.
So, yeah, I'm getting it right now on the super chat here for Genesis and Justin. Thank you for that second one. It says, hey, Nick, so my sister and I started our YouTube channel a month ago, and we're approaching 700 subscribers. Congratulations. Wow, a month ago. You're off to a fantastic start. Says, our public watch hours are very low. Any tips on how to increase our public watch hours to meet the criteria for monetization? So I'm not sure exactly how you're getting views. I don't know if they're coming from shorts or if they're coming from long form, from long form views. But when it comes to increasing the watch time on your channel, of course, the obvious elephant in the room is, people need to be watching the videos for a longer period of time, so you can stack that up. So if you're making very short videos, then in that particular case, making long videos, can help with that. But keep in mind, you don't want to make a long video just for the sake of bloating it up for people to watch it longer. You need to make sure that you are adding value through, that extra time that you're adding to, and that you're not just doing it or you're not bloating it up, because if you bloat it, then people won't respond well to it, and then it won't do well anyway, right? But longer videos, also making sure that you're using all of the options on your channel to make it easy for people to find more of your content. That means that at the end of your videos, you're using end screens on every single video, and that you're trying to get people to those end screens. So what that means is, a lot of content creators, they'll have their entire video and everything's going great, and people will be watching for a long period of time. They're hyper engaged, super focused on the content, they're enjoying it. And then as the video starts coming to the end, instead of a content creator setting up that next video that would be a great fit for that viewer, they'll start saying things like, hey, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe and blah, blah. And they'll start kind of filling in all of this additional information that doesn't really add anything to the viewer. Plus, it starts signaling to the viewer that the information or the entertainment or whatever value they came in for, that it is over and that the video is done. So because of that, a lot of creators will create this big gap between when the content ends and when they recommend the next video for somebody to watch. So because of that, just make sure you're not doing any of that finalizing language at the end of your videos, and that instead, once the content is over, that you are thinking on your channel, okay, what's the next video I'm going to send them to? And then in the video content itself, you tell them, hey, if you enjoyed this, I have this other video about blah, 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 click into it, right here, and just work on, learning how to set that next video up in the video that they're watching, so that you can try to get more people to click into that. In addition to that, make sure that you are sending, anytime you're recommending anybody to anything, if it's coming from your community tab, if it's coming from your description, if it's coming from your end screens or YouTube cards, try to send people into playlists as much as you possibly can, because if they go into playlists, then in that particular case, they're also, more involved in the content, and they're also more likely to watch more than one video as well. So you want to make sure that you're doing that. Also, make sure that your channel page itself is set up properly. So on our YouTube channel page, we have sections that we can add. Those sections come from playlists. So you can create playlists on your channel based on the content that you're publishing, kind of break it down categorically, and then put those on your YouTube channel page based on the content that people are currently responding to on your channel. Now, you're just getting started. You got 700 subscribers on the channel. You've got a decent amount of videos, but you've only been out for a month, so not that many videos. So because of that, you probably don't have tons of content, but just make sure that you at least have your uploads playlist on your channel page at the very top. And then as you start putting content together that is maybe, a little bit off topic from each other, then start breaking those down into different playlists. So as people hit your channel page looking for more, they can easily find it. Same exact thing goes for your pinned comment. Make sure that with every single video that you have, that you write a comment that leads people into another video as well. So same exact thing, like handing off at the end of your video, where you would say something like in your comment, hey, if you enjoyed this, I have, an entire series of videos like this. You can check out, more here. And then you would have a direct link to that playlist there, or a video, and then you would send people in that way as well. So the whole idea is to basically just look at your channel, look at all the features that YouTube has, and try to drive people into more content, or essentially just make it easy for them to find it. If people are enjoying your content, they'll use those links to find more of your content that they can watch, which will help you amplify the watch time on your YouTube channel. Let's see here. We got these two. We got this. We got that. Okay, I think that catches us up, D. Oh, here we go. Oh, no, we got that one too. Yep, we got that one too. Okay, so next up, back into the form here.
What number you on?
17. Yeah, we're like cruising today.
Those.
Yeah. So we've got Luigi Oliveria 296 says
the questions
that they
need to be harder.
They do.
They're too easy.
I know, right? They do music and fishing content. The goal of the channel says I want to make money on YouTube and be part of the YouTube Partner Program. And the question is, can you take a look at my channel and see how much subscribers I have? We're not doing that on this stream. So next up, number 18. See, cruising D. That one was too easy too. So we have Autis Mina's Clearing Clutter. I'm getting better at saying that. I don't know if you noticed that or not, but I'm getting better. The upload schedule is one time per week.
Look at my channel and
see how many subs. Yeah, I don't know if they wanted it on screen or I'm not sure.
That's kind of a weird. Yeah, would have been a great place to ask a question, perhaps, on like how can I get more subscribers.
Yeah.
Or if you had a fishing channel, what are some ideas to maybe reach my target audience better? That would have been a great place to ask a question like that.
Or to better blend music with fishing.
Yeah. Just putting that out there.
The type of channel is inspiration and improving life, mostly autism and ADHD focused. The goal of the channel is to hopefully inspire people and help them create a better, happier life. Love that mission. And the question is, hey, me again, says, I just had a bit of a nasty comment on my channel. At first, I thought someone just wanted my opinion, but researching the product they mentioned, I realized they were a salesperson of this MLM business while they were implying to just be a happy fan. How would you deal with those type of comments? So just delete them. Just delete them and ban that user. Ban that user. So anytime somebody leaves like a spam comment like that, or they leave like, just like sometimes people leave a comment to where it's like one letter and then one letter and then one letter and one letter. They do that in live streams too.
I hate that.
Yeah. What will happen?
Instant hidden from channel.
Yeah. It is if you look at the comment itself over on the far right hand side of the comment, you're going to see a 3-dot menu. What's it called?
That is the vertical. No.
Anyway, 3-dot menu.
It's the meatballs, the vertical meatballs, or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
We.
So it's just three dots stacked on top of each other. If you click into that,
ellipsis, the vertical ellipsis.
If you click on that, then you're going to see the option to hide user from channel. So when you click on hide user from channel, then that person can comment on your channel. They can watch your videos, all of that stuff. But nothing that they say or do on your channel, you're not going to see any of those comments. So that's what you want to do.
It is the ellipsis. I was right.
Genesis and Justin, thank you for the additional super chat. I appreciate it.
The ellipsis.
It's funny when I'm using Opus and I'm adding all those clips, all this stuff on screen. Like those are funny because like I'll have to not use some of those because it'll be like cut off and it just like looks weird. So like it'll be like the comment that's on the screen. When we're streaming, so those will mess up clips sometimes. Like it's fine, we're still gonna do them, but it just messed it up. Sometimes.
Welcome to the Nimmin.
No, you can still put them up there. I'm just making that statement that those things kind of pollute what it looks like. I've still put up. I've still put up some.
Don't put them on?
No, still put it up there. I'm just saying, like it's fine. It's on the extras channel, so it doesn't matter. It's fine.
Don't put. I'm just saying that it just looks kind of bad.
No,
but I mean, just put them on there. I'm just saying. It just kind of.
I'm just telling you. Like I'm just sharing information.
It just ruins like the whole aesthetic of the entire video.
Well, they can be a little bit weird anyway from this setup. Yeah. So
is he telling me not to put the things on the screen? Is that what he's saying?
So the sacred and the strange. Welcome to the Nimminati. So make sure when you get the chance, you go to nimminvip.com. That's going to redirect you to our members only Facebook group if that's something that you're interested in, which I recommend that you join. It's an awesome group. But that's going to redirect you there. If you can do that before the stream is over today, then we can get you in there once the stream is complete.
Yeah, I think you're telling me not to put those things on the screen.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Watch, I'm going to put one on the screen right now from Resin Dragon Studios.
Oh, you just ruined the entire video.
Says, hey, chat. Yeah, what's going on? What's going on, Resin Dragon Studios? Hope you're doing great. So let's see here. So next up, we've got MDEX Music. MDEX Music says that they do music education, apps, books, and courses. The goal of the channel is to educate and increase sales. The question is there a way to set up membership so that different levels do not intercept? Right now, it seems everyone on the level has access to the perks on the lower levels. Yeah, so when it comes to that, I don't think you can lock them in. Yeah, I don't think you can lock them in from the top down. So as of right now, no. I think the way to do that would be to send them somewhere else, right? Like if you have like perks that you're trying to lock off, then in that particular case, like sending them somewhere else off platform as part of their membership, kind of like you just saw me do, something like that would be, kind of a solution. If you're like, hey, I only want a certain, group of people having this, then I would create an off-site resource for that. And then anything that everybody can enjoy, then have, put that stuff on your channel, share it in your community feed, those sorts of things.
Another channel. Premier Adventure.
Welcome same
to the
thing for you when you
Nimminati.
get the chance. Welcome to the Nimminati. When you get the chance, make sure you go to nimminvip.com. Same exact thing there. I'm going to pin it on the screen for you. That's going to redirect you to the Facebook group if that is something that you are interested in. If you can do that before the stream is over today, then we can get you in there as soon as the stream is done. Let's see here. Kebab menu. Is that what it is? D?
Yeah, it also is the kebab, but
Yeah.
it's a ellipsis at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So another celebration here is we have Resin Dragon Studio says, I got my first member today through Buy Me a Coffee. I can't believe it's so excited. One thing just really to talk about that for a second. One of the things that's really cool about that, in my opinion, is like when you first start getting that response to where it's like, hey, people are appreciating this. It's such an amazing feeling. So congratulations to you for having that first one. I hope you get many, 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 many more in the future. Super excited that you had that first one. So next up, we've got, let's see here, set up memberships. Okay, so we talked about that one. And then we have Lee Enfield TV. Says they upload 1 time per week or more. They do gaming content. The goal of the channel is monetization for now. And the question is, I've noticed that a lot of people on Reddit saying that the impressions on YouTube lowered by a lot in the last couple of days. I've noticed this on my German, not my English channel as well. So here's the thing, is YouTube is in a constant state of change. They are constantly updating everything based on how viewers are responding to content. So what can happen is if people are, publishing videos and they're, very competitive videos, then, it's going to impact videos that are not as competitive. That's just how the system works. So like if, people are enjoying, the people that YouTube is showing your content to, out of all the other videos that they're showing those types of viewers, if, there's other content that's being put out right now that's, way more competitive, then in that case, it can kind of trickle down to, other content. So because of that, it's not that, you're not doing anything like wrong per se, but, I guarantee you, if you put out a video today that people responded to at a very high rate, competitively, in that particular case, you would get a lot of impressions on that video and you would get a lot of views on that video. In terms of if you can make a video that people are clicking on a lot, and once they click on it, they, come in and they enjoy that video, possibly, they watch more content and so on. But if YouTube can detect that they have that great experience, then they're going to keep showing it to more people, and then they're going to keep showing it to broader and broader audiences. So absolutely, you can, like your next video, if it got that type of response, then those impressions that you think that you lost, they'll go right away. I was actually listening to a podcast today from Todd Beaupre, who is the product lead at of YouTube search and recommendations. And in that particular podcast, you'll appreciate this, D. He says that
Todd?
he says when a channel's doing well, it's the creator. But when a channel's doing...
I've heard him say this before.
Yeah, but when a channel's doing poorly, it's the algorithm.
YouTube. Right. It's YouTube, it's the algorithm when it's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen him say that before.
Yeah, I thought that was
Spot
funny. I was like, oh, comedy gold right there. Yeah, I was like, I'm going to use that one a lot.
The algorithm hates me.
Yeah, right.
Versus, man, I killed that video.
Right. Yeah.
Nailed that one.
Yeah.
We're really proud of that one.
Love.
The algorithm
love that.
hates me.
Yeah.
YouTube is suppressing my video.
Yeah, that's the first time I've seen him say that. I was like, oh, that's great.
I've seen him say that before. So true. So true.
So next up, we've got Naked Truth by Dr. Melanie. They upload 1 time per week or more. The type of channel is a natural beauty and health content.
We've got more channel members here. Hang on.
Sorry about that. Renee just corrected me. He's the director of discovery and growth. Search is someone else. Thanks for the heads up there. I always mess up his title anyway.
2 new channel members.
All right. So let's see here. So
welcome to the Nimminati.
Polio Philo and Keith Guppy Photography for both of you. Welcome to the Nimminati. And make sure when you get the chance that you go to nimminvip.com. It's on the screen right now. That's going to redirect you to our members-only Facebook group if that's something that you're interested in. So make sure that you go and you fill out all of the information, because that's how we verify that you're a member before we let people into the group.
Polio Philo. It's an interesting name. Polio Philo.
So Naked Truth by Dr. Melanie. The type of channel is natural beauty and health content. And the goal of the channel is to educate and inspire people to get independently healthy and monetize beyond YouTube courses, books, and affiliates. The question is, I've had a second channel, Restorative Travels. As soon as I retire from brick and mortar practice as a chiropractor and travel more, should I start cross promoting or remixing relative content on both channels before I merge into one of them? Can I do this? So if you are saying, hold on, I have a second channel, Restorative Travels, as soon as I retire from the chiropractor job, should you cross promote? So if you have a travel channel and then you have a chiropractic channel, then in that particular case, I would keep them separate. So the reason for keeping them separate is because there's different types of viewers that are interacting with each, channel. And because of that, when you keep them separate, it kind of keeps everything. This is going to be a silly way to frame this, but think of it as kind of keeping everything pure, right? So one of the things that YouTube is really good at is looking at the content that you publish and seeing the people that are interacting with that content. And then based on the people that are enjoying that content and the people that are not enjoying that content, it will avoid certain people on YouTube, and it'll look for other types of viewers on the platform that are also likely to enjoy that content based on the people that are already, enjoying it. So because of that, I would definitely keep those, as a separate thing. Now, if you did want to let people know about each one, I would do it at the end of, one of the videos, and just at the very end of it, because those are the most engaged people, in the content. At the very end of the video, just let them know, hey, by the way, I started this, new channel on this and blah, 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 and try to, send people back and forth that way. But I definitely would not be uploading, like the travel content to the chiropractor channel or, the other way around. I would keep everything separate in that regard. And then when you are ready for that, when you retire, in that particular case, I would just double down on your travel channel, since that's going to be the one that you're going to, be, publishing on from that time forward.
Yeah, I just want to go back really quick to the question about comments. You're talking about hiding them from the channel. Mm-hmm. Your channel is your property. Do not.
Well, it's YouTube's property, but yeah.
Yeah, well, it's your lawn.
Yeah, it's your lawn.
If you want them to get off your lawn, you set the tolerance level. I know some people are like, free speech, you can say whatever you want in my chats, until they start saying some pretty outrageous stuff, and then they want to get rid of those. But handle your comments however you want. I have I didn't start out this way, but I have a zero BS policy in my comments. Yeah. If you're going to be rude, if you're going to fight with other people, if you're going to be disrespectful, if you're going to try to spam or try to be sly to do stuff, you're gone. Mm-hmm. You're hidden from the channel. I'm not even going to tell you you're hidden from the channel. You're gone. Get off my lawn. Mm-hmm. Get off my lawn. Don't like it? Unsubscribe. Get lost. Don't care.
Right. Yeah.
Handle your lawn however you want, and don't feel bad about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like one thing, like when it comes to, handling your comments, like one of the things that I also try to do is, like your comments are kind of a reflection of how you run, your community, or the things that you will accept and won't accept in your community. And if people are being abrasive to each other, or they're coming in just for the sake of trying to like stir up trouble in some way, then those are just people that, that I don't want in the community. So because of that, it's like, if you're not here to, add value, to others, or if you're not here just to like learn, then in that particular case, if you're going to be in here causing trouble, then it's like, hey, and the reason for that, like there's a couple different reasons. One is because I want, when you guys go down into the comment section, I want you to go down there, and I don't want you to have to be interrupted by, somebody being a jerk, right? By nonsense. Nonsense, there's that. And then there's also, if there's somebody that wants to work with me in some way, either through like a collaboration in videos, or if it's like a sponsor or something like that, when they hit the comment section, I don't want them to have to see that stuff either, because, it's in my opinion, I think it's a poor reflection, on me if I let that kind of stuff, happen in the comments. So I'm sure some stuff slips through, but we try to be, very mindful of, of the comment section, because, it is a reflection of you and what it is that you allow and all that, even though it's public, it's public.
I like to think of it like this. Imagine your other viewers or brands and sponsors driving down the street, and there's some lawns that are manicured and they look great, and some of them are just unkept and there's weeds growing everywhere, and they're a mess.
Yeah, I like that.
Right? Yeah, those houses are going to look, they're going to look, wow, that's a messy. They should come out and they should cut their grass.
Right.
They should mow the lawn.
Right.
Mow your lawn is what I'm trying to say. And so Renee comes in, the creator liaison, says also, YouTube does not optimize for ranking based on comments. So don't stress that removing comments will hinder performance.
Yep.
Yeah. right, straight from YouTube's mouth right there.
Yep.
They're not doing any ranking based on comments. So don't feel bad about just mowing the lawn.
Yep.
Got another super chat.
And Genesis Justin says, hey, Nick, do you know how to get unshadowbanned from TikTok so that our content can reach more users? Should we email them? What would you suggest? I have no idea. Like, TikTok is not my jam. Everybody here should follow me on TikTok because I post there occasionally. And I have some interesting and unique stuff there that I don't have on YouTube. So you should definitely follow me over there. But that's just not my jam. That TikTok is like, oh, yeah, that's right. There's a TikTok. Let me upload over to there. I'll watch stuff on TikTok. But in terms of being a TikTok creator, I'm just not, aggressive in any way, shape, or form, and don't really tune in that much to TikTok in terms of trying to figure stuff out over there. So I would definitely not be the right person to ask for that, and I apologize that I can't help you. There.
Yeah, maybe try asking around on Reddit. I see people on Twitter and stuff, like a lot of people talking about getting shadow banned on TikTok. I don't know if that's really happening, or maybe you're just making videos that aren't connecting right now. Yeah. Sometimes a lot of especially with YouTube, they'll say things like, "Oh, I'm shadow banned on YouTube." No, you're not. It's just you're not making videos that are really connecting right now. I'm not saying that's your case, but just you take a step back from it. Maybe you're just not hitting the right audience right now. Keep uploading. They might have a shadow ban though. You might be fully shadow banned. I don't know.
So next up, we got Bright Photoshop tutorials. The type of channel is educational content. It says I do graphic design tutorials, and the goal of the channel is to help other creatives develop their skills in the graphic design space. Question is, kindly throw more light on this for me. What's the difference between copyright strikes and copyright or community guideline strikes? So copyright is based on you using the material of other, content creators or, people that, publish music, using their music or using images that you don't have permission to use. That's a copyright strike. Community guidelines are rules that YouTube has about how you're supposed to conduct yourself on the platform. One is a legal thing. One is a platform-based thing. So one's rules of the game that you're playing here on YouTube. The other one is an entire, mess of legal, complication and information. So as a content creator, you should definitely get up to speed on your community guidelines. And, I mentioned this the other day. I was on a live stream. This week, I did a live stream on the StreamYard channel and one on the TubeBuddy channel, so I'm not sure which one I said this in. But one of the things that I mentioned is, you should, as a content creator, everybody here, you should all go through and you should read the YouTube Terms of Service. You should read the community guidelines. You don't have to remember everything, but all you have to do is go through and just think about, okay, this part that I'm reading here, based on how I'm understanding this, is this, something that would apply to what it is that I'm doing? That's it. And then for the things that do apply, then in that particular case, just looking at those and saying like, oh, okay, do I need to change anything? Or, oh, I did a giveaway, but I didn't put these, things in the description. Or, I did this particular thing, but, I'm not supposed to, upload that same video to 5 different channels. You'll start, seeing things like that. And then that will help you kind of avoid some problems down the road. Now, one thing with that's pretty amazing is that, in the past, if you got like a strike on your channel, then, like that strike was, there for the next 90 days and it, worked against you heavily. But now, YouTube just put out to where if you, violate or if you get a strike of some kind, then you can go through an educational kind of reform, to where you go through a certain amount of information from YouTube. And then through that, then, those things can, end up dropping off for you to where, they're not as impactful, so to speak, for your first violation. So, with that, you just want to make sure that you are, up to speed on how the rules do apply to what it is that you're doing, so you can avoid that stuff in the first place, right? Because even, because I keep up on this stuff, I'm reading the rules, I'm staying up to date on, most of the videos that, YouTube puts out that I can find. I stay up to date on product releases and all these things. That's why I, make news videos sometimes. And even with, keeping up on stuff, there's just so much going on that, it's just hard to, stay, current on every little detail that's happening. So if you're not somebody that, because this is what I do for a living. So if if you're not somebody that this is what you do for a living, then you probably aren't staying as up to date. So because of that, you might run into some problems here or there, but at least you should go through one time over an afternoon, or maybe one for copyright, one for terms of service, and then another afternoon for community guidelines. Just go through the information and see how it applies to your channel so that you can avoid any problems. Because one thing that happens, and I see this all the time on Reddit, is people will go in and they'll start, YouTube took down my channel got terminated, I didn't do anything wrong. They did something wrong. YouTube does not benefit in any way from just going around and sweeping channels off the platform. Like there's no advantage to them there. What they want is they want creators to come onto the platform, make good content that gives a good experience for their viewers, and they don't want, I can't speak on their behalf, but I'm assuming that they don't want to have to, cancel channels and things like that. But if they have rules in place and creators are breaking those rules knowingly or not, then, there are consequences to breaking the rules. So because of that, for the sake of your own, security on your channel, so to speak, definitely, make sure that you are familiarizing yourself with the rules.
Renee left another comment here. He said, and this is a good point about comments again. He says,
what is that?
He says, audiences may prefer heavily moderated or unmoderated comments depending on your category, but you get to choose a category. Yep. Yeah, that's true. There might be some common areas where it's just a free-for-all.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in it.
I would still, like if it was mine, even if I was making like
I wouldn't
conspiracy content,
yeah.
Or if I was making content about freedom of speech, I would still manage my comments. I'm serious.
I don't want weeds in my yard.
Right. Yeah. Like for me, even if I was making, if my entire channel was about freedom of speech, I would still monitor that's probably why I don't have a channel about, free speech, but I would still monitor
on
my
social media platforms. It's a government.
Yeah, I know it's a government thing. I know.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I would still, moderate my
comments.
comments.
Get off my lawn.
Right.
I'm getting the weed whacker.
Right.
I'm getting the John Deere riding lawnmower, and I'm cleaning up the yard.
Right.
I'm even like getting the weed spray.
Oh. Going that far?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah. Tucked in,
going like
man.
a trimmer.
Away.
You're like
trimmer.
edging, getting the edging in there. Yeah. It's good.
Squared away.
It's good.
It's gonna look nice. It's gonna look neat.
Gonna look neat.
If you don't like it, hit the bricks, man. There's a million other channels out there doing what I do now. Go watch one of them. Don't care.
So Pano said, starting after a long time of interruptions, does country and channel settings play a role in algorithm, even if the videos and everything is in English? No. As long as the English market is responding to your content, you're fine. I upload from Asia, and everything's fine. I started my channel, in Asia. Granted, it is a U.S. account, but even channels started over here that are, accounts for here, like still, if it gets good response in that market, then they still get views over there. So it's perfectly fine.
So this is a good comment here from Rogeria.
Protecting your mental health.
Totally. Yeah, protect. Is that a Brazilian name by chance? We need to protect our mental health. Yeah. So in your settings, you have a filter list if you're not aware, and you can add any word or phrase that you do not want to show up in your comments. And it's going
just getting ready to mention that.
It's going to move those comments in a filtered area, and unless you go to that filtered area, you're not going to see that.
Yep.
And what I like to do is I will put all the political stuff in there. It doesn't even matter who I agree with. I don't want to see it on my comments.
Right.
I put religious stuff in there. I put political stuff in there. I put hate speech, any possible hate speech word I can put in there.
Yep.
Any racial slur I put in there.
Yep.
Lots of different, 4-letter words and foul language I put.
Yep.
I don't want to
like
see
Nick,
it.
That's in there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 4-letter word. Yeah.
That's absolutely in there.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that
Yeah.
for my own mental health. Let's forget about the other viewers and the brands that are coming in there. I don't want to. When I open up my phone and I'm sitting at the cafe and I'm going to answer some comments, I don't want to see that ever. My lawn. My lawn, my rules. I'm leasing it from YouTube.
So Panthera's Oracle Grace Cards is our next question. They upload one time per week or more. Type of channel is an encouragement channel. The goal of the channel is monetization. Originally, it's a whole new thing now. And the question is relatively new, 1.5 years, is going back to earlier vids to clean up. What?
Shark Scrapper says those filters are like having goats in your yard to eat the weeds.
Nice.
That's great.
Nice. Love it.
That's exactly what it is.
Love it.
Goats. I love it.
So I'm going to start this one over. So we've got Pantha's Oracle Grace cards. They do encouragement content. The goal of the channel is monetization. Originally, it's a whole new thing now. And the question is relatively new, 1.5 years, is going back to earlier vids to clean up like new titles for low views, hashtags were missed, refining descriptions, a good use of time. And when I upload back-to-back daily videos, my views seem lower. Is it better to keep doing that in the name of consistency or reduce my uploads to 1 to 2 per week spaced out? Thank you. So this is a great question. So when it comes to the the old content on your channel, if you are if you know a lot more about YouTube than you did back then, and you're like, hey, I could write a much better title for this, I could write I could make a much better thumbnail for this, then in that particular case, I would go into the analytics of that video and I would look to see, are you getting any views on it at all? If so, how many views are you getting? How are you converting people in terms of impressions and to clicking on the videos? And I would look to see if you're getting activity. If you're getting activity, then in that case, I would leave it alone. But if you're not getting much activity on it, and you can identify through looking in your analytics that like, hey, people enjoyed this when they clicked on it, but I didn't get many people clicking on it, then in that particular case, that's a great time to refresh some of that stuff. And then that's also a great time to go in, because now you've got more content on your channel too. So even on videos that are doing okay from the past, if you're like, hey man, I got a new video that would be perfect in the end screen of this video compared to what it was that I had in there before, or I'm going to switch my individual video links into playlist links instead and include some of these better videos in there. Those types of things are a way that you kind of do some housekeeping in that regard. So absolutely, it can be advantageous there. Keep in mind when you publish videos to YouTube, like they can kind of start getting traction at any moment in time. But when you are driving traffic to them from current videos, and when you are going through and refreshing things up, sometimes that can kind of help give things legs. But keep in mind that when you are publishing videos, like old videos on your channel, if those videos, if the people that did respond to them in terms of watching the content, if you go into your audience retention reports and you're like, hey, people didn't make it hardly far at all in this particular video, and they were clicking on it at a decent amount, it just seems like this video just didn't get a good response at all, then in that particular case, there's not a ton that you can do there, because people were clicking on it, but when they came into the video, they just didn't get very far, those types of things. Then it's a little bit more up in the air with those. But for ones where you're like, hey, according to my retention, the people that are interacting with this video, once they do come in, they have a great experience. So I'm going to make sure I've got pinned comments. I'm going to make sure I have end screens in there. I got to make sure the end screens are going to content that's relevant to the video that they're watching. And then maybe I'll refresh the thumbnail and title, and description in there too, if you'd like. If there's links you want to add, that type of stuff. Great question. Demon Dro, thank you for the super chat. Says, how do I know if brand deals are legit? Channel's blown up, 43,000 subscribers in 2 weeks. I get all these emails from brands, but I got hacked before, so I do 0 brand deals. I don't want to click links. So one, you can confirm those on LinkedIn. So just hop on LinkedIn, see if you can find the person at that company. A really good indicator is just checking where the email came from. So a lot of times people will be like, oh, hey, I'm such and such, sending you a message from Adobe. And one, just horrible English. In there, they're reaching out to somebody that, speaks English, and the emails are just atrocious when it comes to, the grammar. In that particular case, that's usually a red flag. If they are reaching out from said company as a representative of that company, and they're not coming from an official email, then reply and ask them for, an email from the official company. And if they can send that, then in that case, it's connected there. Other things as well is you also want to make sure that you do not download anything directly from that email. So some people are like, hey, we've got all the information in this zip file. Don't even open it. Right? Just do not open it, because that's how, stuff gets injected into your computer. So you just want to make sure that you're being cautious about anything that you're doing there. But also hop on to Google and start looking for scams, related to that company or their outreach, because sometimes people post things like that on Reddit and that sort of thing. So start looking around for that. But LinkedIn is also, a good way. And if you're really wanting to make sure, then one additional thing that you can do is you can take the brand, right? Like, let's say, for example, if it was, StreamYard, then in that particular case, I would know that, okay, well, it's probably coming from StreamYard or Hopin, who is the company that owns StreamYard. So because of that, if I got an email from Hopin, but it's coming from StreamYard, it's still legit, right? In that particular case, but I wouldn't know that necessarily. So because of that, I would want to look and see like who owns the company. And you can also send an email. So if you find any public emails for that company, just send it, say, hey, I got somebody reaching out that wants to, do some type of work with me on my YouTube channel from your company. Because of all of the scams that are going on in YouTube right now, a lot of channels are getting hacked. So I just wanted to make sure that this is legitimate before I respond to it. And then if it is, then they'll run it up the chain, whatever, and then they'll get back to you and let you know that it is a legitimate offer.
So one thing, and this is kind of
but you got to be careful. Things are hackers are getting really savvy.
Hackers are really good, and this is one thing I've seen a lot of people do with larger channels. Well, first and foremost, this goes for anybody, any channel of any size. Don't install anything that they send you. Yep. Don't undo zips, and be even careful with PDFs these days. Yep. So if somebody's like, hey, install this, put this in, we're a VPN company, but no, don't do that. Yep. Be very careful, very, very careful, even downloading a PDF file. But this is what I've seen a lot of larger channels do. Mm-hmm. Some people are saying that they've actually gotten a second laptop. They don't connect their YouTube channel. All they do is just have an email account. They use that email account as their public-facing email account. They only download to that computer, because what happens is when you install something that's got some sort of a malware on it where they can get access and see what you're doing, that can act like there's nothing on there to see. So there's no access to anything. So
I guess the only
basically
risk
you've got a sandbox computer, basically.
Yeah, the only risk there is whatever if it were to worm into your network in some way. Like I don't know. I'm not a hacker, but like if that's a problem,
if they've got something that's going to worm to your network,
the same network, yeah,
well, that's going to happen either way. But with the way a lot of these things are, when you download those things, they're actually monitoring, they're watching your keystrokes and all of that through the malware. But if you've got a sandbox computer, it's going to struggle to do that. Nothing's perfect, but that's going to eliminate a lot of the risk. And don't connect it to anything else. So here's an old beat up laptop. Download it, put it in there.
Yep.
And cross your fingers and hope for the best. I've seen a lot of people talking about doing this.
Roger Wakefield in the house. What's up, man? Says VidSummit is a month away. Looking forward to seeing you there as well, Roger. Looking forward to hanging out over there. Looking forward to seeing your location as well.
His abode.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I want to say this: if there are anyone in here who is like a security expert, I would love to get some opinion on that as well.
Yeah, Renee says some creators are using Chromebooks for that, so there's less.
OS server. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, again, there's nothing that's 100% foolproof, but the more layers you can put between them and your YouTube channel, the better.
Mm-hmm. And Shark Scrapper really quick says, quick plug for StreamYard tech support. They've been helping me figure out why my audio gets wonky during my live stream. Fantastic. Love seeing that.
And is it hopping or hoping?
Hopping, I think, but I don't know. I don't know if it's hopping or hoping. I'm not sure. I think it's hopping.
We should know that.
Yeah, we should.
I mean, we are like ducked out.
Yeah, we are
today.
ducked out. Yeah. But we're StreamYarded out, though. So it's a little different. Yeah. Hey, really quick, Dark Bites, thank you for the super chat. It says, is there a strategy for altering clips or migrating them to a new channel to avoid duplicate content? Pros, cons on my main channel for doing this. Pros and cons to my main channel for doing this. So if you have, just for perspective, it's okay if you have like a clips channel for your content. So for example, I have a channel called Nimmin Extra that I just started uploading shorts to again. And I'm talking to somebody about, uploading content there again as well. So with that, it's fine that I take these live streams, right? And then I take clips out of those live streams and shorts out of those live streams, and then I upload those into that particular channel because it's a different experience, right? So if somebody comes in and they hang out in the live stream, then they get that live experience and they get all the content together. But if somebody wants to just click into just a sectioned out piece of this live stream that gives, clear value, then in that particular case, it's reformatted to create a different experience for the viewer. And then I can put it on the other channel because of that, or I could even use it on my main channel because of that. Same exact thing with the YouTube Shorts, because I'm taking those, clips out, then it gives me the opportunity to publish those shorts over there because same exact thing. It's a different format. It's even going into like a different location of YouTube and things like that. So it creates a different experience for the viewer. So the whole idea when you're taking, clips from content that already exists is you want to make sure that you're creating a different experience of some kind with it. That's why when people have podcasts, it's like normal for them to have like clips channels and things like that, or even put the clips on their own channels, depending on the approach that they're taking. When they do live streams, taking, clips from those and putting them on other channels or their main channels as well as additional content, all of that is okay. The problem happens when you take the same exact content and you start uploading that to multiple different places, because then it can be seen as spam and it can become, an issue at that point. And you can get, reuse, issues, and you can get, duplicate content issues and all that. So when it comes to that side of things, you just want to make sure that you're creating a different experience with the content that you're publishing. or with the content that is being repurposed, I should say. Home Rapid Repair, thank you for the super chat as well. Says, so I noticed no in-stream ads this week like last week. What are your thoughts? Too interruptive for the viewing experience to be worth the extra few bucks? Yeah, it is. And, like those types of things, like, in my opinion, like if this...
Good question, by the way.
If this stream, if the only way that I monetized my YouTube channel and the only thing that made it possible for me to do this was YouTube ads, I would leave them on. Because that would be the only way that I would be able to, to help me be able to do all this. But considering that this stream is sponsored, plus I have affiliate links in the description that people use to, to purchase different YouTube tools and stuff.
And super chats.
And, all of those things. Because of that, it doesn't make sense for me to have those in here. And like you're saying, for that extra few bucks, it's just not worth interrupting your experience for it, especially given that the purpose of this stream is to help demystify some of this stuff for you guys and to kind of, use this as like a give back thing. So because of that, it just doesn't make a ton of sense to have those playing during the live stream. We were actually talking about that before the stream started today. Because YouTube actually, they're showing me a different screen than I'm seeing on other channels. So basically, I have a different screen in my my monetization settings to where it's giving me the option now to where I can post, I can have YouTube do it automatically. And then I have like a few different options. I screenshotted it, but in that particular case, I'm just getting a different screen based on those particular ads. And it could be that I started using them and it triggered it maybe. But for me, making sure that you're getting the value that you should get out of this stream is more important to me than the few dollars that I'm going to get from from showing those ads.
So Nomadic Introvert says, and Hybrid Steel said this too, I use a Google Titan security key to protect my YouTube channel and emails. Without the security key, even if you have my password, you cannot get into my YouTube account. And Millennial Legends, thank you. I'm hitting those, and sometimes we don't coordinate those correctly because he can't hear what I'm doing. So sometimes I hit that.
Super chat.
It's poor coordination.
What's going on?
Sometimes the super chat message gets hit while you're like talking. And it, like,
oh, okay. Here, let me put this in.
I mean, I can just not hit the super chat.
No, it's good. Like, let me. There we go. Yep, we're good now, D. Let me hold on. Let me do this, then I can be feeling all intimate with myself.
There you go.
Here's I'm sitting here chatting into the chatting into the microphone.
Oh, yeah, get those
like, oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just like that, right in my ears.
Get it
oh
right
yeah,
in
that's
your
right.
holes.
There we go. Right there.
You go.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
nice right
How's
there.
that
Oh
sound?
yeah, butter. That's great. All right.
Moving on.
So next question that we have here is from Nishan Webb. Nishan Webb says they upload when they have time. Can you turn me up? Can you turn me up just a smidge in my headphones? I feel like I'm getting ready to get ready to flow or something.
You know what number you are?
Yeah, this is fine right there. Yeah, you're turning me up just a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more.
How's that?
Perfect. Okay.
I didn't touch it.
So here, uploading when you have time.
The mental. I love it.
Yeah.
I didn't touch
You
it.
didn't?
I didn't touch
it. Nice. So the type of channel is
But
tech.
I will though. But I will. Hold on.
Tech unboxing, reviews. The goal of the channel is to go full time and start a community business. Yeah, that was all mental. That's
I
great.
know.
Yeah, it's great.
I knew it was gonna happen.
The question is: do songs or music that have been included in the Library of Congress are they subject to copyright flags if we use them in our videos? So there's a date range. So copyright isn't my jam, but there's a date range. Yeah, there's a date range where after something has been available or has been out for a certain amount of time. I think it's like 70 years or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
That it kind of becomes more like public domain. With that said, though, some companies will still try to keep ownership and things like that. Sometimes you also run into additional issues where shady people or shady companies will actually go around and try and claim those songs, and because a lot of content creators are afraid of the message that pops up when you dispute copyright strikes. It says something like how you risk your channel getting terminated and stuff like that. It's like a terrifying message. So because of that, some people will use that to their advantage. So technically you're supposed to be okay, but my rule of thumb is if you're not buying the license for it, or if you're using something free and you don't get the license for it, or unless you're using something free and you do get the license for it, I wouldn't even use it. And the reason for that is because as things currently stand, some of those things are fine, but we're one law change away or one policy change away from that sort of thing getting complicated. So because of that, I'm a big fan of sustainability when it comes to YouTube, because especially for those of you that are trying to do this as an income source. it can be an amazing income source. And if you are doing those types of things, it's just one of those wild cards that you have to kind of keep in the back of your mind, so to speak.
So regarding hacking, Rene the Liaison. He says Titan keys and two-factor authentication cannot protect you against session cookie hijacks, though. So Nick's advice about not clicking links and not installing cookie stealing malware is still very important. That's the thing, man. Like, this is really, it's a difficult situation.
It is.
And it's hard, man, when you get those messages, like, oh, I've been hacked on Twitter, a DM, can you help me? Or it's no, I can't. But at Team YouTube on Twitter, they're working miracles over there.
Hey, and really quick, they are. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine
and they're
the stuff they have to deal with.
They're getting a lot faster, too, at recovering the channels. I remember when the hacks first started happening, people would be down for like a month. But they're moving pretty quick now.
So really quick, Amy Johnson says that she's a librarian, and she said that page where you download it from, the Library of Congress, will tell you if it's in the public domain. Also, check if it still needs attribution.
Yeah, great.
So attribution, just in case you don't know, that basically just means that you give the artist credit. And they'll give you very specific language that you need to give if it does require attribution.
Yeah, and like Nick said earlier, there are some scandalous companies who are still trying to monetize that stuff, even though they're not supposed to.
So next up, we've got Millennial Legends. The type of channel is a travel vlogger, millennial perspective on the future. Oh, that's cool.
What number is this?
The goal of the channel, 25. The goal of the channel is to... Let's see the goal of the channel. It's changed every month since we started. Honestly, just sharing our experience currently as expats. That's cool. The question is, we went from 0 to 10,000 in 8 months. Things are moving very fast. I'm feeling the analysis paralysis building and feeling spread thin. I'm doing all this on my own as well. What should we be focusing on at this point for healthy growth and structure to continue my dreams and direction? So if you're feeling overwhelmed, this is a point in time to where if it is financially viable for you based on the income that you're currently generating from your YouTube channel, that it might be helpful to start outsourcing, a thing that you do or that you like to do the least as it relates to your YouTube channel. That could be research, that could be, script writing, that could be editing, that could be, uploading and optimizing the content itself. That could be, community management, like any of the stuff that you're like, man, that's my least favorite thing to do. Out of all the things on YouTube, this stuff here is the stuff that I like to do the least. If you can offload that, then that could open some time up for you. But that, like what you're dealing with right now, happens a lot. So like somebody will start and then things will start going well, and it's like, oh, now what I do, right? So so because of that, like I wouldn't, like through analysis paralysis, like I would try to avoid that. But the bigger problem is the feeling spread thin, because if you feel like you're just constantly grinding it out, then after, like you can only do that for so long, and then you're going to start feeling burnout. And then when you start feeling burnout, the whole experience changes. So because of that, I would just make sure that you are just being very mindful of, how you are, feeling about things, and that you are giving yourself time if you need it. And in addition to that, offloading things if you can. Like you can find help on Fiverr and Upwork, and sometimes on Reddit they have different groups there where people offer services. You got to be careful though, because on Reddit and stuff there's a lot of scams going on. But just getting help in some capacity can definitely be very helpful in that particular case. But in terms of what you should be focusing on for healthy growth and structure, one, just make sure that you are planning your content out, that you're thinking of how your videos link to each other, because you're clearly getting activity on your channel. So just make sure that you are thinking of the viewer experience, and how if somebody's going to be enjoying this video, how it's likely that they would also enjoy another video that is topically complementary to the video that they're watching at that moment in time, and just making it easy for them to find all of that additional content on your channel by making sure your channel page is set up, making sure that you're using cards and end screens and pinned comments and all that, so that you can make sure that you are driving people, or not driving people, but that you're just making it easy for people to find more of the content of yours that they want to watch. But the biggest concern though that I have is you're like, yeah, I'm feeling spread thin. So I totally, get that. So I would work on that particular part and try to find some way to delegate. Even if you have a family member or somebody that could help with some of that, those types of things can be really helpful when it comes to pushing through and taking things to the next level. Because as you continue to progress, with your channel, depending on everything it is that you're doing and what you have planned to do for the channel, things can get pretty intense in terms of the workload and what it is that you need to do, and you start. It's not that you start creating, but you start having all of these additional things that you do around your channel, in addition to just making the videos for your channel. So because of that, that stuff can start getting overwhelming, especially when you're mixing it with having to make videos, and not having, but just wanting to publish videos. And especially if you've got other obligations in your life, then, those types of things can be, kind of heavy to deal with. So because of that, I would focus on dealing on that part of it first, so that you can make sure that moving forward that you have the space needed in terms of your own mind in order to be able to see things clearly, and also be able to just use your skills that you're best at, and let other people do the things that you are either not that great at or that you are kind of overwhelmed by.
Good answer.
Next up, we've got, thanks, D. We've got Psychic Zelda Kelly. She does daily content. It's an entertainment channel. The goal is to get monetized. And the question is, I have a psychic channel. I went live 2 times. It was attacked by a group of people called Tarot Destroyers. Sounds like a Star Wars. Sounds like a battleship, right?
Tarot Destroyers.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
before...
Oh, no, it's a Tarot Destroyer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tarot Destroyers. I just want to say, before we move into the question, it's a psychic channel. You should know the answer.
That might be what she's dealing with. So
I'm just playing. I'm just playing. All right, go ahead.
It was so bad that my followers were frightened by the threats coming from these people. I would block one and another would immediately come in. People would say they work for Google and have channels like mine taken down. Others doing what I do say they don't go live because of this. I'm struggling with watch hours and want to go live. I've reported this to YouTube but didn't hear anything. Any suggestions? Thank you so much. Absolutely.
Yeah,
so
being attacked, yes.
So here's what you need to do. You are already, like banning people and all of that. So that's a step in the right direction. Yes. But because they keep coming in, they're creating new accounts coming in, and they're doing those activities again. You need to use your blocked words list that Dee mentioned earlier. If you go into your settings in YouTube, then what you're going to see there, and that's my next thing. Chantel's already on it.
Yep.
But if you go into that blocked words list, you can add the words and phrases that they're saying that kind of throw everybody off, or that are threatening people and things like that. And you can go back into those previous live streams if the chats are still available. You can actually grab some of them directly out of there. But you want to add all those trigger words to your blocked words list, and then if somebody says that in your chat, or if they say it on your YouTube videos, then YouTube's going to automatically hold those for review, so that you don't have to worry about it disrupting everything. And then, like Chantel says right here, get moderators if you can.
Yeah.
So it can be family, it can be friends, it can be people that it can be people that are already in your community. Get moderators.
Trusted moderators.
Yeah, trusted moderators. Game changer.
Yeah, and make sure you give them just the lower level access.
Yeah.
Unless you really know who they are.
Yeah.
And Corn Create says you can also go live in subscriber mode only.
Yes. Yeah.
That's not going to eliminate everybody.
Yeah, because they can just subscribe. Like, that's an easy one to get around.
Right.
Yeah.
But it can slow them down. So when you're in subscriber mode, they're not subscribed, and they subscribe. I think they're going to wait something like 20 seconds or 25 seconds before they can come in.
Yeah.
Just slows it down a little bit.
And just as a heads up, if you do get moderators, Doug Hoosen YT, who's in the chat right now, he has a video on his channel about how to be a good moderator. So if you do get moderators for your channel, definitely send them over to Doug's video, just so they can, kind of know what to expect and know, the different features inside of YouTube, and, kind of get that insight as well. So make sure that you do send them to Doug's video on that.
And it's kind of like... I don't know. It's just kind of like culture. Like, you need to make Doug a moderator of your channel.
Yeah, that's also, yeah.
That's kind of like YouTube culture. If you're a live streamer,
Doug's in there somewhere.
Doug needs to be a moderator in everyone's. He needs to be a moderator in every single person's live stream here.
Yeah.
So when he hops around on the internet, or on YouTube, stream to stream, boom, there's the wrench.
Yep. And let's see here. Next up on the list, we have a gaming channel. They do gaming content. The goal is says that gaming is my passion. Since YouTube gives us opportunity to earn money through videos, I want this to be my stable financial income. And the question is my channel name something that I need to worry about in the future? So as you might have just noticed, I didn't say your channel name publicly.
Ooh.
So
go back
yes,
and see what it is.
Yeah, I would not use that channel name on YouTube. That channel name by itself can cause you to have some problems. So because of that, I would definitely not use that particular channel name. Like I couldn't even say it here on my stream. And the reason I didn't want to say it on my stream is because I didn't want to, you know, cause anything weird to happen here. So, so yeah, you definitely want to change the channel name. And you say that, you know, YouTube allowed my channel name somehow. I'd like to know if this could cause me some trouble because I feel like my channel name is catchy in a naughty way that could attract some viewers to subscribe. So instead of thinking about your channel name in terms of people subscribing because of that, like I see where you're going with that. Yeah. But instead of thinking of it that way, just think to yourself, like, I want people to subscribe because they're really enjoying my video content. I don't want them to subscribe for like a gimmick of sorts. And just in that way, you're focused on just making great content that they're going to enjoy instead of, you know, trying to find subscribers in other ways, because the best way that you can get subscribers on YouTube is by making content that people enjoy enough that they want to subscribe for more. That's the best way to get subscribers on YouTube. So because of that, I personally, I mean, do what you want, but if your channel was mine, I would change the name right now. Like I would go and I would change it right this second. If you do have that name in your About Me page, go change it there as well. And sorry, everybody here's probably like, what's the name? What's the name? Right. But yeah, actually, nobody said that, actually. I figured they would. But yeah, nobody said that from what I can see here at a glance. But yeah, you don't want to know the name. OK, so next up, we've got oh, no, that was the same name again. So we've got 9 Pigs Art. I'm
going to drop a hint in my chat.
Yep. 9 Pigs Art says that they upload every other day. The type of channel is art, and the goal of the channel is to demo my art, teach art, and to show my art. Hey, thanks for the heads up, Auntie Rachel's Chaotic Kitchen. Yeah, I actually got another message about that just the other day. I just haven't went there. I think I might have actually deleted the video. I believe. For my VIP club. Yeah, I went through, I did some cleanup stuff on my channel during, while we were all inside. Oh. And yeah, and I haven't assigned a new video there for the VIP club thing that I have. But the question is, my art channel was mistakenly suspended for spam. I appealed, and YouTube responded within 2 hours and basically said, oops, our mistake. You did nothing wrong. We're sorry. Your channel has been restored. What are some things to avoid to make sure we do not get suspended? I about had a heart attack. Is there a do not do this list? I've read through the community standards and copyright rules. I try my best to follow the rules. So if you've read through the rules, you should be fine. I do have a video on my channel of some things that it's actually a pretty decent video in terms of how people have responded to it. But that particular video is also talking about, you know, kind of things that creators don't really think about that can also run you into issues. I would definitely make sure that you check out that video. It's got a big red thumbnail. It says like warning or something like that on there. So I would definitely check that out. If you go to my videos tab on my channel page and you sort by most popular, it's not going to be in the most popular, but as you start scrolling down the page, you'll run into it relatively quickly. Next up. Cruising through these, D. We're at like 29 already. I mean, yep. So Hobby Genix is our next question. They do hobby and crafting content. The goal of the channel is to be a channel that people are excited to see a new video drop from. And the question is, what effect do you see the EU Digital Services Act having on YouTube? It requires the ability to opt out of suggestions based on personal data. So I'm not familiar with what that particular act is because I'm not, you know, in that region. Me personally, if it requires the ability to opt out of suggestions, then in that particular case, people are going to ruin their YouTube experience because YouTube's recommendations, even though they're not always perfect, they're pretty good at predicting things that you are likely to watch, or at least giving you, you know, batches of stuff that you're likely to watch so you can pick something out of those things. So I think it's going to, you know, create a poor experience for the people that do choose to opt out. Just like currently, you know, you have people coming into YouTube and you see them complaining on Reddit to where they turn off their watch history, and then YouTube's just not showing them anything on their homepage. And it's like, well, you turn off your watch history. What do you want them to recommend, right? So, so because of that, I think it is going to cause, some issues for the viewer if not knowing about the law, but based on the consequence that you're saying here, if people are opting out of, suggested videos, then it's gonna negatively impact their experience on YouTube. Let's see here. Next up, we've got DAP Central. DAP Central does daily content. The type of channel is crypto news and tutorials, and the goal of the channel is to educate as many people about Cardano as possible. And the question is, what are some possible monetization options for a crypto channel in the bear market? So I actually have a friend of mine. He does crypto content, and and his channel's just kept on growing. But in his particular case, as of before 2020, so I guess it would have been, 2019. At that time, he was making like $50,000 a month off of Patreon, just basically coaching people through it and sharing, information on how to set everything up, how to transfer stuff and do all of that. Plus, he was giving his predictions, and he was pretty good, at it. So at that time, he was making $50,000 a month just off of Patreon. That didn't include his YouTube channel and the other stuff that he was doing. And then from there, his channels just continued to grow. His Patreons continued to grow. So I'm sure, I haven't talked to him in probably... So I talked to him during the thing, but we didn't talk about that. So, yeah, it's probably been like a year and a half since I've talked to him. But it's been, I guess 3 years since we've talked about that specifically. But yeah, I'm sure he's just absolutely just, gangbusters over there on Patreon now, if that's what he was then. So, so you have things like that. You can also put together guides and, any type of, information that people can pay to download. You can put together, courses and any type of training information, anything like that, if your goal of the channel is to keep people informed through the news and tutorials to show them how to do all this stuff, then in that particular case, just taking that information and then monetizing that through, through either crowdfunding things like Patreon or some other, thing, or channel memberships even on YouTube. Or creating like downloadable things, checklists, things that they can, keep an eye out for, maybe education material that you can go deeper on. Because with YouTube, the difference when it comes to sharing information on YouTube compared to sharing it in like a course format is on YouTube, we have to always be thinking about audience retention. So because of that, it can cause us to have to, kind of shorthand information in order to make sure that we can get it out in a way that's, easily understandable and things like that, because we might not necessarily, depending on our audience and what it is that we're doing, we might not necessarily have the opportunity to deep dive because, that can cause people to start tuning out sometimes in some cases. So because of that, when you are able to put things into like a course format and people go in and pay for it, then in that particular case, like they're there to pay attention, they're there to learn, and that's the whole purpose that they're even, paying for it in the first place. And because of that, you can slow down a little bit. You can, talk about something and then go deep on that particular thing that you're talking about, which, that depth adds, tons of value to people, and that's really where the, real goal is. So because of that, I would definitely start exploring those types of options. Let's see here. Next up,
32?
31.
31.
Yep, close. Arabic Blossom says they upload every other day. They do teaching Arabic, and the goal of the channel is teaching Arabic. And the question is, I'm Arabic Blossom and teach Arabic on YouTube. It's an evergreen topic, but there isn't a huge influx of views at once. I want to incorporate other topics into my videos to expand my reach while still giving it the Arabic twist. I'm thinking movie references or celebrities because a familiar face makes it more desirable click-through. Do you have any suggestions on what they should be or look like without it feeling so forced? So if it was like yeah, when it comes to mixing pop culture with the language content, I'm off the top of my head, I'm not exactly sure what that would look like.
Well, let's just see for a second.
Take it. Yeah,
let's just see for a second. Let's just kind of workshop this.
Let's do it.
Okay, so everybody in the chat, when you think of like Arabic language, just like what vision, like what comes to mind when you think Arabic language? Because obviously you're trying to reach people who want to learn the language. Just when you think the Arabic language, what pops into your head, right? Are there any particular athletes or movie stars or famous people from that region of the world that come to mind? Is it a landmark? Is it right? You know what I mean? But
what I'm saying is like how are they gonna? Because there's like using the imagery, but then there's how do you actually reference that imagery? Like that's the thing that would be the challenge.
Talk about it. Like whatever you're referencing.
So if you were referencing in that particular case, like a celebrity,
I mean, okay, go ahead.
then in that particular case, I'm just thinking, so if you were to have that celebrity there in the thumbnail and the video itself would be something, since you're teaching people Arabic, then they would be expecting to learn something from that particular video. So you would need to frame the entire thing around that celebrity. So if it was like a celebrity that learned Arabic and that was the thing that came in, then that would be, you know, one way to do it. But even with that, it's like, what type of value is that going to add, you know, from the outside that would make somebody want to click on it? To where it's like, oh, this celebrity learned, you know, Arabic.
Right. Or, I mean, it depends. Like, you could just use it, you know, think through your lessons. And then as you're putting those lessons together, think through what imagery would fit with this lesson. I mean, you could do other things too. You know, I mean, I don't know if this
Ooh, this is good.
What?
Corn Create says translate popular songs. That's good.
Translate popular songs.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, so with that one, basically figuring out the demographic of the people. That's really good, actually. I like that.
Yeah.
So that's basically figuring out the audience that you're trying to reach, because it wouldn't have to be just popular songs. It would need to be popular songs that the target demographic would relate to. So, for example, if they were reaching an older demographic of people, that older demographic of people might not be as up to speed on like music that's coming out right now compared to if they were, if it's an older demographic compared to, I'll just say Willie Nelson, because that's what we were talking about today.
I'm going to, while you're saying this, I'm actually going to look on YouTube and see like what people are using.
Yeah. But I love that idea though. But basically what they would need to do is they would just need to figure out very clearly who it is that they're going after with their content, and just make sure that the songs that they're covering are in that particular area. And then another one that came in, which I'm actually ashamed of myself for not thinking about this one, is translating movie clips. So with that one, the only wild card with the movie clips, I think that's also a great suggestion. But the only problem with popular movie clips is that you are using the footage in the actual movie itself. So you just have to be really careful about that sort of thing. It'd probably fall under fair use, but you still might have to deal with disputing those. So because of that, it could definitely be a thing. But yeah, for pop culture stuff, the movie clips with Arabic, not just Arabic subtitles, but breaking them down. Like, this is what it would translate to. I think that would be an interesting way to learn. I actually have a friend here that will watch Thai TV because he's trying to learn Thai. He'll watch Thai TV to try to like pick up little bits and pieces. So being able to translate that stuff into a movie, so it's something that they could kind of relate to, like favorite scenes and stuff like that. That's definitely a very creative idea. I like it.
So I'm looking at this. I just put in Arabic language, and of all the thumbnails that I saw and all the videos that I saw, I had to scroll down a little bit, and I saw 3 thumbnails. I'm not sharing my screen, but they're side by each, and one of them says, go YouTube. One of them says, learn Chinese in 30 minutes.
Yeah, so much for that.
Yeah, good job, Todd.
Yeah,
okay,
right,
hold on.
right.
Learn Chinese. But it's really big. It says, learn Chinese in 30 minutes, all the basics you need. And it just has
Renee said somebody else is doing search. So, yeah, whoever's doing search. Yeah, good job.
Good job, whoever's doing search.
Yeah.
No. But this is valid, right? So it's got all these, it has what I looked for, and I had to scroll down a bit. And it says, learn Chinese in 30 minutes. It's really big, and they've got a picture of a friendly Chinese woman. Underneath that, and there's 15 million views on that video. Super simple. Learn Urdu in 30 minutes.
But
there's
here's
an
the thing,
Arabic woman.
What he's trying to do is bridge pop culture.
Oh,
it's not just video topics. No, it's not video topics and video ideas. It's how can they use pop culture to pull people in that way.
Yeah,
that's what I was saying.
Anyway, go look at these thumbnails. They're really good.
Yeah, that's what I was saying before in terms of just the a little bit of a
I missed the pop culture
there.
pod.
Yep.
Part.
So next up on our list here, hopefully that was helpful. So thank you for everybody who chimed in on that one, because I think we might have come up with something there as a group.
And I'm just looking up the wrong stuff.
Yeah, so thank you. So thank you for that feedback. Hopefully it was helpful for them. So next up we've got let's see here, Cajun Roots Resellers. They teach how to resell and many platforms, and the goal of the channel is to keep teaching those who have not yet uploaded and be there for them. The question is, with this new warning strikes with YouTube, how far back can someone take that class to remove the strike? Also, can someone who only had one strike and that channel got pulled down without any problems before that? So channels don't get pulled down for one strike. So if you get one strike, then your very first strike, even now, you get a warning for that before any of this stuff is even implemented. So because of that, the channel getting taken down for one strike, that's just not, that's not, yeah. So in terms of how far back you can take that class, so if you have a strike on the channel, if you've already passed that 90-day period, then it can fall off there anyway. But you'll see the notification pop up for anything that you can, that you can do. But I'm not sure how far back you can go to remove previous strikes on the channel. What happened, D? Yeah, D's in hysterics over here. What happened? Huh?
I can't say it.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
you're totally rotten in the chat. I see you there.
Yeah, tell me this one later. All right. So let's see here. So next up, we've got. Yeah, definitely tell me that one later. I want to enjoy that one. So we have Channel Ron. Channel Ron says that they do. Let's see here. The goal of the channel is making money. And the question is, have you ever thought about doing your live show at a different time rather than 9 a.m. Eastern? I know myself, it's hard to watch during the day. Maybe something like 7 p.m. Replays are great, just nothing like the live shows. Keep up the great work. So here's the thing. We're over in Asia. We're not in the U.S. So because of that, we do these streams because it fits into like the lifestyle that we live over here. So currently it's 10:21 p.m. over here. So if we were to do them at 7 p.m. your time, that's 8 a.m. That's 6 a.m. our time, which means that D and I would get like 2 hours of sleep, maybe 3 hours of sleep a night if we were, for those particular streams before we did them, because we're both night owls. So that's why we don't. Now, when we go to the States, like I'm going to the States here in a couple of weeks for VidSummit, and during that time, then I'll probably do some in the evening over there, just for the sake of just giving people a chance to come in that haven't been able to do it yet. So, but over here, it's we do it at this time just because it works the best. Let's see here. So next up, you know what? Speaking of which,
What's that?
Talking about going over to the States and going over there for VidSummit. Why don't we give away some VidSummit tickets?
Are you doing that today?
Yeah.
All right, let me set that up.
Yeah.
Answer
Okay.
one more question when I set that up.
Okay, sounds good. So anybody here that is, yeah, that's right. And nobody wants cranky Nimmins. That's true. That's true. You've never seen D before he's had his coffee.
Ooh.
Right? Unless you've met D at a conference, then maybe you have. If you caught him on the way and you're like, oh, hey, D, what's going on? He's like, and you can't even like hear him. Yeah, then in that case, then maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's basically like people who meet me.
Mm-hmm.
It's either like people at an event. It's like people who meet me after coffee and they're like, oh, he was pretty nice.
Yeah, he's
guy.
pretty nice. And then people meet
And
you
then
before
people
coffee.
who met me in the
they're like,
elevator.
gosh, D is
People who
completely
met me in the
different than I
elevator,
thought
you
he
see
was
him
gonna be.
online, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, that dude
Right.
is a beep.
Right. Wow, I thought he was nice, but man, I met him this morning, over breakfast, and holy cow,
Yeah.
guy's a monster.
Speaking of elevators, I know I've told this story before. I'll say it one more time. One of the funniest moments at VidSummit. Was it my first VidSummit? I think it was. I think it was my first ever VidSummit. You were speaking, and it was, I don't know, I think it was like in the evening or something like that. And I go to get in the elevator, and there was another younger YouTuber in there who I didn't recognize at the time. It was, millions of subscribers. And so I walk in, and there's like one young guy in there. And I walk in, and the door shuts, and I turn around, and it's Mr. Beast, who was kind of like hiding in the corner. Mm-hmm. So he didn't want people to see that he was in the corner.
He's trying to keep like a peaceful elevator.
Yeah. And he goes, man, I really enjoyed your talk last year. And I wasn't there last year. And I was like, that was my brother. And he was like, oh, dropped his head. And he's like, oh, man.
Oh, that's so good.
That was so funny. But it was just like the weirdest thing to like go into an elevator, turn around. Oh, Mr. Beast.
Right.
It was like an unexpected Mr. Beast. He then thought I was you, which was just layers of humor to the whole thing. Yeah.
Chantel says, I met D and Nick at VidCon Australia. They were coffeeless. I think we had coffee before we went in there. Maybe D was just being a jerk that day. Yeah, that's definitely possible.
All right, so being a jerk. Thank
Just
you.
kidding.
All right,
I'm
so
just
I'm going
kidding.
to share the screen. So I'm going to put a word on the screen right now.
So here's what's going on. So before he puts that word up, so we're getting ready to give away some VidSummit tickets, and we're going to be giving away 2 tickets to VidSummit. How this works is make sure that you can get to. Oh, you put that up quickly.
Yep,
Make sure that you can get to Dallas, Texas, October 3rd through the 5th before you put this word into the chat. The reason for that is because these tickets are for people that can go to the in-person event. So if you're like, hey, there's no way I'd be able to get to Dallas, Texas. There's no way I'd be able to get the hotel. I can't take off work. I can't, be away from my family, whatever the thing is, then please do not put your, please do not write VidSummit in the chat, because then it will be logged in here and you might end up winning. So because of that, this is only for people that would be able to physically go to Dallas, Texas, October 3rd through the 5th. And the ticket that you're going to be getting is going to be, complimentary here, thanks to Daryl Eves and the team, behind VidSummit. But with that, you still also have to get your hotel. You have to get your, transportation there, walk there, drive or fly or whatever. But the ticket is it's $1,000 ticket, and you are going to get it. So just as a heads up, if you do not win, in that particular case, you can still go to vidsummit.com and you can get tickets over there as well. It is the conference for content creators. If you're somebody that is serious about growing your YouTube channel, especially for those of you that have said that you want to turn this into some type of income source, in that particular case, this is the conference for you. So if you win, that's awesome. Super, just amazing. It's a huge opportunity. But even if you don't, still go to vidsummit.com and see the information about it. See all the different speakers that are going to be there, because there's some amazing speakers there. Every year, it just gets better and better and better. So this is definitely something that you want to go to if you're somebody that's serious about growing your channel and of course turning it into some type of business that you can generate some income from. So all you have to do to qualify for this is to just put the word VidSummit like you see on the screen. If you just put that into the chat, then the system that we're using here with StreamYard, they are basically collecting those. As you can see right now, there's 53 entries, and then D is going to hit that draw button here in just a minute, and then it's going to randomly pick somebody out of here. Now, for the people that have already won twice, because we've had 2 of those, I believe, for this one, we're going to let it go to somebody else, right? So somebody else can still win more than once, but for those of you that have already won twice, this one will go to somebody else, so we can also get some more new people in there, because you already got 2 tickets, right? So there's that. So D, do you want to?
Yeah, you're ready. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Gonna fire up the shoppers. Let's
and
go.
A huge shout out to Daryl Eves for giving these away, because these are, so far we've given away like thousands and thousands of dollars these tickets, over the last handful of weeks on these streams.
Jill
Miller, you are the winner of the VidSummit ticket. So here's what you need to do, Jill, is go screenshot this right now, and then go to my Twitter account. If you don't have a Twitter account, make one for this. But go to Twitter and then send me a DM on Twitter and just send me this screenshot. All I'm going to need from you is your name and your email address. If you can send that to me, then I'll pass it over to Daryl's team, and then they will, reply back to you with the information for the ticket and, everything that you need there. So if you can do that, as soon as possible, I'll be sending those out on Monday. So if you can just send me that information here over the weekend, that would be great. And we're getting ready to do another one as well.
But back to back.
But with this, if you cannot send me a DM for some reason, then in that particular case, just at me on your account and just say I won VidSummit tickets.
They don't have a profile picture. I hope they have a YouTube channel.
Yeah, me too. But I will, I will. If you at me, then I will see that, and then I'll send you a DM, and then we can pick up the conversation from there.
I'm looking through the chat here to see if I can find their...
Oh, you making sure they have a channel?
Yeah, because if they don't have a channel... Yeah, Jill, if you're in here, can you speak up and just let us know if you actually have a channel or not and you're able to go? Because if not, we don't want to waste a ticket.
Yeah.
But I'm just curious because you don't have any avatar or anything, which just makes me a little bit suspicious.
Yeah, I'm looking. Hey, Gleb in the house. What's up, dude? Hope you're doing awesome. He says Nick is an absolute legend. Thank you, my man.
Okay.
Hope that you are doing fantastic.
Jill says I have a YouTube channel. Thank you.
Fantastic,
Awesome.
fantastic,
Great.
fantastic.
Awesome.
Yeah, this is a pretty big deal. Says yes, I can go. Okay, fantastic.
Awesome.
Absolutely love
Congratulations.
it. Yep.
So I will fire up.
So also, when you send me a DM, if you could let me know the channel that you have, because this one doesn't have any videos on it. So if you could, just send me some information about that as well, just so we can verify that, that you're, doing the whole thing. So if you could just send me that information as well, that would be super helpful.
Yeah, and I want to make a note on that too. VidSummit is not a fan event.
Yeah.
It's not like VidCon
Yeah.
where people go to meet their favorite YouTubers. This
Right.
is an event for creators.
Yeah, it's a peer event.
Yeah.
So like nobody cares about your subscriber count, nothing like that. Like everybody's there to help, everybody else. So so because of that, just wanted to just verify that just verify that. But yeah, just send me the information on Twitter and then we'll get it worked out from there. And then D, let's do one more.
Yep, let's go.
All right.
I'm going to put this up on the screen in just 1 second. Add it to the stream right now.
Love
VidSummit
these.
2023.
Yep. And while Dee's pulling that up, I'm actually going to list off just so you guys can hear, the people that you're going to be learning from here. For those of you that that have won. So let's see here. Let me scroll down to the list. Okay, so some of the featured speakers, I'm just going to kind of go through these here. We've got Mr. Beast. He's going to be there, talking about, he always drops just great, nuggets of information there. I don't know if people from YouTube are speaking there this year, but usually they do, and they also share some nuggets. But Sean Duras is going to be speaking there. Michelle Kerr is going to be speaking there. Zach King is going to be speaking there. Mindy McKnight is going to be speaking there. Daryl Eves is going to be speaking there. Preston Plays. Jenny Hayos. Hayden Hellier-Smith, who's the editor that I keep telling all you guys to go watch, because he's absolutely amazing at what he does. Peter McKinnon, for those of you that are familiar with him. James Myrick as well. Let's see here. We got Dikla. I hope I'm saying that correctly. We got Branzy, Katie Vining, Cam Partridge. We've got Dominique Gilbert, Tenolia Ayodel. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Manuel Baza. And then I mentioned Mr. Beast and Daryl Eves. Ariak is going to be there. Tom Bailu, which is awesome. We got Lisa Bailu as well. Hope Scope. We've got Jordan Matter, Kathy Yoder, Nico. We've got Devin Stone from Legal Eagle, YB Chang, Cash, Kimberlea, Justin Moore. So anytime any brand deal information comes up during these streams, you always hear us saying like, hey, go check out Justin Moore over at Creator Wizard. He's going to be there. Cleo Abram, John Uche, he also has a YouTube channel that, helps content creators as well. He's going to be there. Renee Ritchie, who is hanging out here, in the chat. I'm not sure if he's still here or not, but he's going to be there speaking as well. Dan Mace, Sarah Renee Clark. We've got Ryan Forsyth. I hope I'm saying that one correctly. But you get the idea. Viper, we got Matt Wolf, if you're into the AI content. We got Jim Louderback, who is the guy that is, behind VidCon. We've got Myron Golden. We've got just Colin and Samir, for those of you that watch their channel. Shelly Nathan. We got Sarah Grace, Emily D. Baker, Roberto Blake, of course. But anyway, you get the idea. Patty Galloway. But, a lot of content creators are there, again, to, help you better learn, how to do this stuff. And another really cool thing too is like with all of us that go there to help other creators, we're also there to learn too from each other. And there's like the conversations that you're just going to be a part of for those of you that win this, just hanging out in the hallway. Not
yes,
like when you go
in
into
the elevator.
In the elevator. Yeah, like when you go into the sessions, you're going to learn a ton. But even in the hallway, and in the places where everybody's hanging out, like over lunch, you'll be hanging out with creators. When you're having coffee, you'll be hanging out with creators, and like everybody's just going to be sharing their information. So it's incredible. Nothing like I've been to a lot of conferences, and there's nothing like it. So this is definitely something that you want to go to, even if you don't win this ticket right here. So let's pull it, D. What do you think?
Let's go. Ready? I'm going to hit it right now.
Yep, let's hit it.
Here we got 62 people, 63. I'm going to let 2 more people get in there. Wait for it to get 65. We got 63. We got 63. Can we get it 64? We got 65. Fire up the choppers.
Yeah, and Renee says that Priscilla, who was a partner manager to some of the biggest creators on YouTube, is speaking there as well. Yeah, just awesome. It's a great conference.
Jackie
So we got
Hero-
Jackie Hurrick's food reviews.
Hero food reviews.
So Jackie,
Congratulations.
same exact thing for you. Just make sure that you shoot me a DM on Twitter. All I'm going to need from you is your name, your channel name, of course, and your email address. If you can send me those on Twitter in the DMs. Don't post them publicly. If you can't send me a DM for some reason, then just at me and just say I won VidSummit tickets, and then send me the screenshot, and then I'll send you a message in DM, and then we'll pick it up from there. So congratulations to you and Jill for winning those VidSummit tickets. Absolutely love that. And again, thank you so much to Daryl Leaves for, making those available, because, those are expensive tickets. And, based on other people that have won these in the past, these tickets that he's giving away are a really big deal. And they can be, this experience can be a humongous, game changer for creators when they go there. So this is awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations again.
Come and be prepared not to sleep.
Yep.
I think
you don't want to sleep.
You don't want to
sleep.
sleep.
Like the energy there
Up
is
early,
off the
up late.
charts. Yeah, it's like up early, hanging out late. Just it's fantastic. Absolutely, absolutely love it. And then crashing once it's all over.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Once it's all over, you're like, whoo,
Yeah.
yeah, it's great. Yeah, you're gonna absolutely love it. Okay. So on that note, let's grab a couple more questions here, D.
Are we 32 or 33?
We are 34.
Whoa.
Yep. So this one is a 2024 prayer campaign, and they do daily content. They've been making videos for a year or more. The type of channel is daily prayer, news, and devotional content. The goal of the channel is giving Christians a resource for daily prayer, daily news, and daily devotion. And the question is, should I copy the daily content and titles of the largest daily devotional channel I find on YouTube? That's one question. And the second question is, my channel consists of full episodes of 3 segments. Can these segments be working against each other in the algorithm when I'm uploading them individually? So if you upload one video or a full episode and it has those 3 segments in there, like as your audience gets used to that stuff, it can be fine. But I personally think that you're missing an opportunity here, because if you have 3 different types of content, technically you could turn those into 3 videos. But since it is daily prayer, then in that case, that particular content would need to be going out daily. But for the news and the devotional stuff, technically you could separate those. But if you don't, your audience will still get used to it, to where if they're coming there for prayer, then in that particular case, you also share the news and then you also share the devotional information. So because of that, you're going to need to look in your own audience retention reports and maybe even poll your viewers through your community tab to see what it is that they prefer. But your audience retention is going to speak volumes on that one, because you'll be able to see if they come in for the prayer, if that's what we do first, then how do they react once the prayer is finished? Do they continue watching the news? Do they continue watching the devotional stuff, or do they skip one to get to the other? Or if you do the news first, then do they stick around for the prayer, or do they just get the news and leave? But I would play with the structures on that, like what it is that you offer first, and then see if you notice, people are responding better to one or the other on the different structures for that. And I would also make sure Jackie says she checked the dates and will not be able to go. So you can draw again.
Oh.
Okay. Hey, no problem, Jackie.
I'll set that up while you
okay.
go ahead.
Yeah, I appreciate your honesty on that. And thank you so much for, being, saying that now so that we can give, somebody else a chance to win that. I super appreciate it. I'm super sorry that you can't go, but thank you massively for being upfront about that. Super appreciate it. But on this particular one, for the, content that you're mixing together, I would just experiment with what goes first. And then from there, use your audience retention reports to see if people still stick around. Another thing that you can do, because, one of the things that we always want to do is consider the viewer and the experience that they're going to have with the content and making it easy for them to find what they want out of the content. So that's why we add timestamps to these, live streams as well. So what I would also experiment with on your channel is having timestamps for the daily prayer, timestamps for the news, and then timestamps for the devotional content as well. If you're grouping them all together, and then that way it will give people an easy way to find the content that that they're most interested in.
So the next thing to type in, just the way you see it, no spaces, VidSummit, Texas.
Nice.
VidSummit.
Let's get some Texas love in there.
Right.
Yeah, some Texas
It's going to be
love.
VidSummit Roger Wakefield's backyard barbecue.
Yeah,
but I was
wouldn't fit.
It's a little bit too long.
Yeah,
a little bit too long.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, but that in my heart, that's what it says.
Yeah,
That's where I'm at.
yeah. I'm there with you.
Yeah. VidSummit, Texas.
So let's hear. Somebody asked a question here. It says, what is the replay thing for VidSummit? So for VidSummit, that is to where they're recording everything and then they're going to publish it after the fact. Now with that, you're going to get all the presentations. So if you're not going in person, then you're going to learn a ton there as well. So yeah, if you can't go in person, definitely get the replays. But this particular giveaway that we're doing, this is for the in-person event. But if you can't go for some reason, then definitely, the replays themselves are something that that you should definitely check out also, because again, you've got some of the biggest creators on the platform, and you have Renee Ritchie also going there sharing information. You have the partner manager that he mentioned before, that's worked with a bunch of big creators as well. So the amount of experience that you get to tap into from the stage presentations is pretty substantial. So because of that, definitely check out the replays if you can't go in person. Where are we at, D?
We're ready to go.
All right.
People have been typing in. Yep.
Rip it.
Let's go. Let me put it up on the screen here, full screen. We're going to fire up the choppers in 1 second. VidSummit, Texas.
Got them going.
We got 54. You got the choppers going? All right, here we go. Well, one more person hit it. One more person type it in, and I'm going to spin it. I'm going to skin this smoke wagon.
Hold on, wait.
What?
VidSummit, Texas. Getting my hat in the ring there.
All right.
If I win, then I'm just going to randomly select a channel member.
Oh,
Yep. Right.
There you go. Ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. Spinning it. It's spinning.
I don't think I'm going to win, though, but
It's spinning.
Yeah.
Just like this.
All right, drum roll.
Just like this.
My fingers don't move that fast.
Come on. Really?
How's that? They're
Come on,
going.
you can't do this?
They're going.
You can't do this.
Can you hear it? All right, here we go. We got somebody's pastor is always, and I'm not sure what the additional part on that one is, but for you, same exact thing. Just make sure that you send me the message on Twitter, DMs, and then I'm going to need your name, and I'm going to need your email address, and then they will take it from there. So congratulations to you for winning a VidSummit 2023 ticket.
Another person without a profile
without the
picture.
profile
I hope
picture.
you have a YouTube channel.
Yeah, you guys got to get your profile pictures together.
Yeah. So it's somebody's pasture is always getting arrested.
Oh,
is
that's
the name of
interesting.
it.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm just kind of looking. Oh, there it is. Yeah, they're like, oh my gosh, thank you. Yeah, that's a thing. Just make sure you can go. But we'll have that conversation on Twitter. So they're just getting started here. So they've got 5 videos on the channel. Yeah, just getting started. This is fine.
Awesome.
Yep. So
you're in great hands then.
Yep. So just make sure that you send me the DM on Twitter, and we will get you squared away from there. If you can't DM me for some reason, just at me and then send me a screenshot, like you see, on the screen right now, and then I'll send you a DM and we'll pick it up from there. So on that note, I want to thank everybody for hanging out here today. So if you haven't noticed, so D and I, we've been kind of cutting these a little bit short, and the reason for that is because I'm using that Opus clip site in order to be able to sample a bunch of clips out of these live streams, and it has a 3-hour limit. So because of that, I have to try to end these within that time range in order to make sure that that I can still slide under the thing there. But here's the thing. If you're a content creator and you're just getting started with this, just one message that I do want to share really quick. Just make sure that you are patient with yourself. Make sure you're patient with the process and the learning curve, because if you are a YouTube content creator and you've never done anything like this before, there's a lot of things that you have to learn along the way in order to get things to a competitive level. Some people, they'll just get it naturally. They'll just have an understanding, right? When they start, they're like, yeah, I need to do this, and they can kind of get a handle on it pretty quickly. But most people, they kind of stumble around a bit before they get moving. So because of that, just be patient with yourself and make sure that everybody wants to grow fast, right? But make sure that you're embracing the learning curve and that you are focused on, just learning all of the skills required, and that you're learning how things work, and that you're studying other channels on YouTube, and that you're not just watching my videos, but you're also, looking at other content on YouTube, and you're trying to understand, why some videos do better than others and things like that. Just make sure you spend, a decent amount of time doing those things, because you can learn a lot from it. And also make sure that when you are learning all of these things, when you're watching content like mine, or you're seeing anybody sharing anything about YouTube, make sure that you're thinking about how can I apply this to my channel, and that you also apply the things that you think that you can apply or that are relevant to you that we talk about. Make sure that you do apply some of this stuff to your channel. And the reason for that is because having the knowledge but not using it is, it's essentially a waste of time, so to speak, unless you're coming out just to, hang out and listen to me and D kind of go back and forth with our thing. But if you're trying to grow your YouTube channel and turn it into something, in that particular case, you have to make sure that you're working on your skills and that you're applying, the things that you do learn so that you can see the results, from, the different things that you're doing. So just hang in there. Keep at it. And everybody have a fantastic rest of your weekend. Fantastic stream as always. Again, thank you to Daryl Eves again for the VidSummit tickets. For the winners, super excited to see you there at VidSummit. For everybody that's going to VidSummit, super excited to hang out here in a few weeks. Thank you to TubeBuddy and StreamYard, the sponsors of the stream. And I've got links to them, everything I just mentioned, down in the description below, as well as a bunch of other helpful tools and things like that for you. Make sure that you check those out, and have an awesome rest of your weekend, and we'll see you next time.
Cheers.